All right, ready? What's going on, guys? Welcome to Friendly Fire Podcast, episode 15. That's not bad. We're getting up there, puppy. You're back
Yes.
from a one show absence.
I
First
know.
one in a long time. Like, I'd say 30 episodes for us, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Because you
Oh,
got Nerd Talk too in there. Which how many
yeah.
of those we do? 12, 15 ish.
Yeah, we hit 12 or 15.
Yeah,
Well, no, I think it was 14. I think we
was it?
hit
It was
14.
up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, long time, man, long time. So good to have you back. Hope you had a good anniversary.
I
That was
did.
a worthy reason. I approve.
It was
I stamped your
totally
your release. Just looking at the chat. Yeah, today's my birthday cast. Well, tomorrow's my birthday, but tonight's the birthday cast. I got some family going on tomorrow, so I like to always do a chill cast, relaxed, and you'll be able to tell this is very chill because our show notes are pretty bad. I only threw them together yesterday, but Darth kind of noted. I was kind of waiting to see how the shoe dropped with Star Wars and Battlefront because I kind of figured that was going to eat up a lot of time, and it will. So as Darth is clicking the document, right? Or no, I just will scroll
Nah,
your name, I guess.
maybe.
So yeah, we're just gonna talk about all the kind of. We've had a lot of new stuff going on. GTA, obviously for PC anyway. Rainbow Six, Siege. I want to talk about Squad. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that game a little bit. Star Wars movie, Star Wars game, and then just whatever the chat wants to talk about. There's no real structure tonight. But I do want to talk about a couple orders of business first. Puppy and I, we're going to start a new little kind of thing on the chat on here. We were just kind of talking about it. Kind of came up with the name. You might see it up in the upper left. Win some swag. I mean, everybody likes swag, right? So I finally went ahead and made the whole story. You can see the link down below if you're interested. I got my Cobra Gaming stuff, some Friendly Fire stuff. I just kind of throwing stuff together, mostly so I buy it myself. But if you're interested, go check it out. Any money from there obviously goes to my production and probably like Red Bulls or something. That's about all I can afford. But yeah, basically what we're going to do is over the course of the podcast, which is usually about 2 hours long, 10 to 12, and then afterwards we go, that's the post cast. But we're going to decide before the cast is over, we're going to pick the best commenter, best interactor. It could be either like if you just drop a bomb of a single comment, makes us all laugh, we're going to, kind of keep that in mind. But if you're just kind of active and you're here hanging out, supporting, interacting, bringing the goods, asking questions, at the end of the cast, we're going to pick one person and I'll send them a t-shirt of their choice. Just kind of our way to say thank you. And for those guys that hang out and kind of just hang out and interact with us. We appreciate it because I know a lot of you guys just interact with each other and don't really pay attention, which is fine too, but this is our way to say thank you. So Puppy's going to kind of be in charge of that, so make sure you compliment him a lot and kind of suck up to him pretty hard. Talk about Neverwinter, Destiny, his beard, those kinds of things, and then you'll have a good chance to win. But yeah, that's going to be that. Don't let us forget, Puppy, because we might forget this. We're not going to, I always... What did we do? We did the hardline impressions, and then we signed off without doing the final impressions. Wasn't that what it was? It was a
Yeah.
hardline beta. We're pretty
much,
bad.
Yeah,
We're bad at this thing. So anyway, that's gonna be the new thing we're doing. So check that out. And you don't have to do anything special. It's just whoever is most active, really. Other than that, just gonna remind everybody again: rate in iTunes. I should actually bring that up. I hope I have it handy. Where is it? I just want to get. I'm gonna say screw it in a second. There we go. I will drop this in the chat. If you got a second while you're sitting here, I think I better drop it in the chat. Apparently my keyboard's off. Oh, yes.
You should turn your keyboard on then.
Yeah, probably. Click that link. Just go there, drop a quick rating. It doesn't even have to be anything serious. There's a lot of Friendly Fire podcasts out there, believe it or not. Well, I guess believe it. It makes total sense. And it helps us just get noticed and get up there and get out of the chafe. So that's it. I've bumbled enough here. Tonight we're joined by the puppy who needs no introduction, my right-hand man, my... what's that guy's name? Andy from Conan O'Brien, basically, right? Isn't that what it is? Wasn't that guy's name Andy? Right?
Richter.
I was going to say
Andy
Jimmy McMahon
Richter.
to Johnny Carson, but I figured I was really dating myself there. And Mr. DarthVeda, who is absolutely, totally appropriate for this podcast if I have any sense of where the content talk is going to go.
I realize today I have no Star Wars memorabilia within reach, and that makes me sad.
Well, we're going to talk about memorabilia in a little while, I hope. So, and he's just, using the
Shots.
Jose Cuervo force.
Oh,
And
wait,
once
I
again,
gotta
Mr.
open it.
Bumbles is filling in first. He's cleaning the hot seat, left by DT, who had better things to do. But that's okay, DT. You're just banned for life. That's all. You can lose your sword. Where are you, actually? No, I'm only kidding. It's cool. Bumbles is jumping in. It's his birthday on Tuesday, I believe you said, right? I know you're kind of a GTA nerd, so we're going to cover GTA, so it's good for you sitting in there. And you said you have a strong opinion about Rainbow Six, so I'm interested to see what you're going to say there, because I think I might surprise you where I sit on the fence with that. Just a quick rundown what we're going to talk about. Some GT. Well, I think we should just start off with the Star Wars since we've already started talking about that. We'll cover both the movie, both the game, get into that a little bit. We're going to talk about GTA 5 on the PC, Rainbow Six Siege. What else we got? I want to talk a little Squad. We might even touch on some Battlefield 4 and Hardline because I know, Darth, you're pretty up on all that stuff. And I had some League of Legends hype, but that gets lost because DT's not here, and who's the only one that was allowing me to talk about it. So other than that, what we like to do is run around and talk about what we've been playing lately. It kind of gives you guys a little idea what these guys are about, what they're interested in, and what they've kind of where their expertise is. So Puppy, I'm going to go left to right. If you guys need a beverage, now would be a good time to go get one. Puppy, what have you been playing lately, and what is catching your interest, sir?
Well, okay. See, that list normally would be very long, but
it's never long with you, Puppy. It's Minecraft, Destiny, or...
I've literally only played one game since last you've seen me, and that's been Neverwinter, just nonstop. Neverwinter.
Yeah, so explain to me I've looked it up. I know better than getting into an MMO right now in my life. So that's the big thing.
The quick and dirty TLDR version of it would be it is a traditional free-to-play MMO RPG, but it's endorsed by Wizards of the Coast, the guys that lay down the rule books for Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. And it's literally a video game version of Dungeons and Dragons. Everything that's in the rule books for the Dungeons and Dragons pen and paper game is somehow implemented into this game. So
it's legit.
It's legit. It's legit Dungeons and Dragons. It's just the video game version of it instead of pen and paper. And that's part of what has me so appealed and hooked and addicted, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, that's the best selling point I've heard, actually, because that, again, harkens me back to the day. And the rules are going to be good then. It's not going to be this commercial pay to win or these things. So, all right, cool.
Yeah, that was actually something I was a little worried about because, once you throw in free to play into the title, there's a lot of games where you're like, oh, is it going to be bad? But they have some systems in there that I'm not going to sit there and bore everyone with detailing it out, but I'll just summarize and say, I'll just summarize and say that it works. That you don't have to pay a dime for this game, and you can still get everything that somebody that throws thousands of dollars at it can get. So you just have to put in more time.
Yeah, DT saying in chat, it's gaming crack, don't install. And this is a man that is basically hooked on League of Legends, which is the other gaming crack. So yeah, and if you value free time, I just don't have free time, so it's the easiest thing to not install for me. Bumbles, are you on this hype train too? Because I know you're Xbox. So
yeah, I played a little of the beta. I got it on the last day. I didn't know what to make of it. Puppy's like MMO, and everyone's like, all right. It's fun. It's very addicting. Enjoying it more than I thought I would. Definitely, I'm enjoying it more than most $60 games that you get these days.
And it's free to play. That's pretty sweet. Darth, you know anything about this? I don't have anything about this.
The last Neverwinter game I played was Neverwinter Nights, and that was like in 2003.
Which is an amazing game, by the way.
Yes,
I did play that one a little bit. I'm like mixing that one up with other games, though. I think I don't know. Like I want a little bit of a MMO in my life. I miss it, but I just don't have the time at all. So like I tried to make a run at WoW last year, just a nostalgia's sake, but I just didn't have the time. I can't play these grind games. So how is it on grinding?
You can play one MMO and nothing else is pretty much how it works.
The grind of the game depends on how you want to play it. If you want to be that guy that reaches the ultimate highest tier, best of the best gear, it's going to take you eternity. It's going to take you a couple years to get there. If you're just looking to get a character or a little toon dude up to the max level that's in the game, it'll take you maybe a month.
It's not too bad, but that's still, I just can't do it. I mean, I don't have enough time to play the games I want now, but yeah, I mean, it's swept 008 by storm. I know a lot of the PC guys, which, like you're saying, there's no real reason for it. It's been here forever.
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
I forget who was in it. No, I think it was a DT or Ertzi. I don't
DT, Ertzi, and Clappy, from what I hear.
Wow. Well, that's the league chat. Once one of those clowns starts playing something, the rest of them, I'm like, this is the League of Legends chat. Get out of here with this stuff, you nerds. I want to talk about skins and stuff. Oh, 8 years of WoW. Oof. Yeah.
Yep.
What, one day at a time? You just kind of...
No, I told you guys I met my wife in WoW.
You get a coin for that? Like 8 years?
Did you? I don't remember hearing this.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, I do remember this. Yeah, that's right.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, no, I met my wife in WoW.
It might have been another drunk cast.
Tell you what.
We probably talked about it on an after show, which none of us...
Yeah, it was. We were all pretty liquored up at the point.
All right, Pup, so that's it. That's it for you.
That's it.
Just Neverwinter and the daddy game, right?
Yep.
All right.
Well, that game's real.
That's a grind too, ain't it? Too bad you can't pay to win that.
Yeah,
Actually,
for real.
you really can, actually. Darth, what do you got, man? What have you been playing lately?
So I've been playing Cities. I've been really liking that. I've been debating whether or not I want to talk about that on my channel at all. I've been playing Battlefield Hardline, which has been hurting me, and I've been playing Battlefield 4 CTE for the most part. Probably get back more into the main game here in the coming weeks. Other than that, I feel like there was something on Steam that I was eyeballing recently, and I can't remember it right now.
I'm trying to think of what I've been. Yeah, Cities is still. Cities might be. Nah, I mean, I'm all over the place right now, which is great. I love that I'm playing that way. But yeah, Cities might be my game of the year so far for me. I'd have to think about that a little more, but it's definitely up there. So
it's one of those titles that I kind of knew was coming. Like I was getting the itch for a city builder a couple of months or weeks ago. I can't remember. And Cities, I took a look at versus Cities Triple XL, whichever one came out recently, and I'm like, I'll see which one of these is really good, and then I'll buy that one. And Cities XL got a lot of, or not Cities XL, but Cities Skylines got a lot of great press to begin with, and I was like, oh hey, I'll give this thing a try, and it's absolutely wonderful. Like I think this is the best city builder since SimCity 4 at the very least.
Yeah, like I mean, I knew about it. I think it was Luton that was like, "This is right up your alley. Check this out." Because we've talked about other, we kind of cross-reference games and stuff. Like, what are you interested? What I'm interested. So this way, if one of us is missing a game, we kind of see it. So I had it on my wish list. I just forgot about it, and then the double XL or triple XL. God, that's really poorly named. Got pooped on. Like, people were like, "It's terrible. It's all this." So I was like, "Oh well, that's too bad." That sounds like a good idea right now. I could really play that. And then it was like 2 or 3 weeks later, all of a sudden it exploded on Steam or Twitch, and everybody was, obviously the early previews and stuff. And I was like, "Holy crap, this looks really good!" And then so snuck up out of nowhere. Which is
they saw an opportunity where SimCity 2013 screwed the pooch, and they're like, "You know what? Let's eat their lunch."
They said on record that this game was not in development until SimCity came out. And stumbled and was terrible, and they were like, we can make one of those.
Yeah.
And it shows
they did really well. They did they did what everybody was asking for, and none of the other stuff that nobody asked
copies,
for.
Right? So $30 million.
Not bad.
At least. So
Steam takes 30% of that, I think.
Is that what it is? 30%. So, but still, I mean, yeah, it's a great game. So, and then what'd you say? Hardline? Yeah.
Hardline.
Battlefield 4, CTE, I'm assuming.
Yep.
And then you said one more unidentified game.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Mr. Bumbles, what do you got? What have you been playing? What's in your lineup lately?
I've started with Dying Light, played a little co-op with Juan. I was hesitant about that because I didn't enjoy Dead Island. It's by the same developer. Found this one actually really enjoyable.
Is that the one that just came out like a month ago, 2 months ago?
Back in March, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Early March, late February. Went back to Dragon Age because of the DLC for it.
That's another one I don't have time to play, but I wish I did.
Other than that, I played Hardline, just beat the single-player campaign. Enjoyed the single-player campaign.
You're more dedicated than I am.
I was going to say...
I figured I had 2 missions left. I'm like, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. I enjoy the multiplayer. There are little nuances and things that I don't care for. And, of course, Neverwinter. And that's really where the majority of my time has been going. Also, been on the PS4... again, as of late, with the PlanetSide 2 beta, which looks like total ass, but, what can you do?
Huh.
No GTA? You seem to be playing GTA every night.
GTA, I went to... Well, when you play it, I'm just like, screw it, I'll hop on, play it, started a new story. Did hop back on for the heist once they finally did release after, 17 months?
Yeah, well, welcome to my world as a PC player.
Enjoyed it, played it with Juan and a couple other guys. They really are fun. Were they worth the wait? I feel so, but that's just me. They added a different layer to what GTA Online's missions offer, which are just go here, shoot these guys, steal some drugs, go back. These are more like strategic. There's one mission where it feels very much like Splinter Cell, where you're infiltrating a lab at night and you're using silenced weapons. You can't be spotted. You can't let someone find a dead body, and it's fun. It adds a new element to what GTA is, and it really capitalizes on that whole heist feel, which is what they built the GTA 5 story around.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I want to play multiplayer so bad. Even not even the heist too, but I just want to play with other people. And I really like punching people, so I can't wait until it's friends. It would be just so awesome. That's really why I paid $60. Is to bitch slap one of my friends. But yeah, I'm making myself finish the single player first. Which what did we look at? Like 20% through? Not far at all.
The 20% don't go by that because it goes by your side missions as well.
Oh, it counts all that too. I thought it was like the main storyline. All right, so
you're up to. You just got to Trevor, right?
A little while ago, I just took Trevor to the city. I'm moving him to the city to see Michael, basically. So yeah,
you're 2/5 in.
Right, yeah, I knew I was sorry, but that's fine. I'm gonna focus down on that. So, anything? Well, you covered it, so I'll just go into what I'm doing. So I've been playing GTA a lot. I've been streaming it, trying to only stream it, which is tough because I have a couple hours here and there during the day, during the week where I could just sit and play, but I can't quite fire up the stream, start a stream, and do all that. But I'm like, I want to play, but I kind of feel dishonest if I don't. So. What I've played is what you guys have seen. Played some Rainbow Six Siege. Basically, this doc is all the games I played in the last week or two. Rainbow Six Siege. I got into. Did anybody else get into the closed beta? Was that was PC?
No,
wasn't it?
I did, but
I
on
don't like
PC.
It was on PC. That's it. Yeah.
This one was just on PC. I've entered on both the PC and the Xbox version, and I did not get in on this one. So
yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk about that because I feel like you have some opinions there.
Oh,
I know Bumbles does, so I'm actually anxious to get into that. And what else have I played? Some cities. Not enough cities though. The cities just that game. I was like, yeah, I want to go play that. But tried to play some Hardline solo the other night. Was this last night? We were supposed to play together. Slowly backed out. I was like, I don't want to just leave you. I didn't touch base with you all day, but I didn't want to just leave you hanging. So I was just hanging out on my PC last night. Like, is he gonna show? I don't know.
I figured we weren't showing at that point.
Yeah, I kind of did too, but I didn't. Like, I'm always the guy that's like, all right, screw you guys. I'm going to play cities, And you're always like, what the hell? So I was like, I'm gonna actually go on Battlelog tonight. I'm gonna just hang out for a little while.
You'll have more fun with cities.
What's that?
You'll have more fun with cities.
Yeah, possibly. Actually,
at least lone wolfing you will.
Yeah, I did last night was terrible, and I asked for it. I played TDM, which is even worse.
I can't do that. I can't 64 TDM.
No, it wasn't that bad.
What the hell?
And it was on a block too. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh.
It was on the block in Everglades. I was like, Chip, you want to know how many matches I played? Just those two. And I was like, I'm out of here.
If I ever get to Hollywood Heights off the bat, I'm just like, no, it's going to be a bad day.
Yeah, so, I didn't care. I didn't care about the game. I was just trying to play a little bit. I still enjoy the game. I really do, surprisingly, and I can't quantify too much why. And that's why you haven't seen, a review from me, because I don't know what to say.
Masochism.
It's masochism. It's
yeah.
The luster's wearing off. I still have fun with it, but it's hard to play solo. It's really hard. So, played that a little bit, but other than that, it's been pretty much all GTA. Am I forgetting one? I should really go back and look at my Steam list. I think that's about it, though. GTA, Rainbow Six a little bit, some Hardline. I think that about covers it for me. So, and we're going to talk about those in length, so I'm not going to go on to them too much here. But yeah, so let's just talk about the big kind of elephant in the room, this Star Wars celebration, first of all. I guess we all kind of said, at least I heard two of you say, you were more excited about the movie stuff. So let's just talk about that, because I saw it. I didn't dig too deep in it. I didn't get to watch it a second time and really kind of think about what I saw, which is usually what happens. I get all fanboyish on the first one, and then the second time you watch through, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. And Polly gave me I don't know if Polly's here, but he gave me a nice link to it looked like a couple of journalists kind of watching through it, for kind of these tech websites and stuff. I don't know. You guys probably saw it. And I started watching that, but I didn't get very far into it. But what did you guys think about the movie trailer, yesterday's trailer? Because we're all kind of similar in age, so relatively. I'm way more hyped for the movie right now than I am for. I think it's also because I can do that with my son. So, although maybe the game will be appropriate for him too, from the looks of it. But what do you think? Hyped up, hyped down? It was definitely a nostalgic trip in the fields because Han and Chewie and all that kind of stuff. But what do you guys think?
Me personally, okay, I have a different rating when it comes to movies.
Yeah.
Like my video game rating system is either I'll buy it or I won't. That's my movie rating system is I'll either watch it at the movie theater or Redbox, and I think I may actually try and get to see that in the theater.
You should take your boys and go. And
I think Star Wars is one of those experiences that you can only do in the theater. Well, unless you're a kid in the '80s and you wouldn't have a chance to see the Star Wars movies in the theater. But anyways, I think it's one of those things you have to see in the theaters. Like especially a J.J. Abrams film where he's all about being bombastic in the theater and really entertaining an audience. I think that's something that he has nailed in modern cinema, especially. Like the first 5 minutes of your the Star Trek reboot he recently did was like I sat back and I'm like, you just did something better than every other Star Trek movie has done up to this point. Congratulations. I don't care about the rest of the film. I could get up and walk out now and I'd be happy.
Yeah,
If he even gets halfway there with the first 30 minutes of Star Wars, I think he's accomplished something amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy to see New Blood. You know, kind of doing it, but it's of course that brings its own pitfalls. You know, you're kind of worried about the same thing. Pun brings up a good thing. I mean, if I had an IMAX theater around me, I'd be all over that for this movie for sure.
We actually have one. I don't know if it'll be playing there, but we have one that's it's one of those.
Oh,
it's a dome one that's it's. Yeah, like if you walk in, it's like a surround sound.
That would be amazing.
That'd be
amazing to see. That.
Sure, I'd be all over the IMAX for sure.
I think J.J. Abrams is the best person to handle Star Wars. I mean, you know, his work is like he's very imaginative, and I wouldn't really trust anybody. I wouldn't even trust George Lucas after the prequel.
Well, that's kind of what
I don't think anybody would trust George Lucas after 3 films.
You don't like it. You don't like it, George.
Wait, what did he also screwed up the last Indiana Jones movie. Apparently, like that was his little
He's
influence.
tired. He's done. He's rich.
I think I saw Star Wars. My mother bought the THX version trilogy on VHS for me back in the early '90s, and I didn't get to see it on the big screen, but I enjoyed it.
Juan, you're telling me you haven't seen any of the Star Wars movies?
Oh my God, Juan, you hurt me.
There's always one of these people. I mean, there really
it's
is.
Always Juan.
It's not Juan.
There's always Juan.
There's always one of them. Come on, Juan. Chat. Get him. Educate that man.
Somebody grab this dude's address and just.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how you can't. I don't know. Like,
I mean, it's totally possible. Like, we're thinking us old timers, and we saw Star Wars, you know, either in theaters with you, culprit, or possibly as first read of the script.
I saw the first trailer ever invented.
But like we saw it growing up on VHS, and this was a really cool thing because it was closer to our time period. But kids that have grown up in the last 18 years, all they have to live by is the revamp movie or love from their parents, and that makes it immediately uncool. Or it's been the new series, which has kind of been lackluster in comparison to more modern films that have come out. Like, for example, all the Marvel films, which seem to be storming up the box office regardless of what they are.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, a lot of movies now they sell regardless. You say a lot about games. They're how good they are doesn't matter. There's so much hype, and it's just like so much momentum. By the time the movie's out, people are just like, I feel obligated to go see this. Definitely check it out. I mean, obviously, I like the originals better. I didn't hate on the newer ones, the prequels. Obviously, I didn't like certain elements of it, but by and large, and I've watched a ton of those lately because my sons like the newer ones better, just because I think they're just newer. The fidelity's a little bit better, So we watch those all the time. I don't know. I just like the whole arc of the story, and that's what I was saying. Like, I was watching this trailer, and I was just like, yeah, like all the scenes are awesome. Like that. I mean, come on, that opening scene with the Star Destroyer crashed. I mean, I want that to be my desktop. Like that's just.
You can actually have that as your desktop. There's somebody that put in a version of it on Imgur with like a 3080 40 by 1080 resolution.
Right, I'll definitely because it's just a cool picture. Like I don't know. It's just, and that to me is like. The shots were cool, but like for me, I'm interested in the story, and maybe it's weird just because the canon and all this stuff of Star Wars. And I'm not a huge Star Wars geek. Like, I've read some of the books, but not in a long, long time.
They don't count.
It's okay. Yeah, pretty much the entire extended universe is being burned alive.
Yeah, it's not canon now. But it's like I just was like interested, and that's why when at the end I was just like with Han and Chewie, you're just like yeah.
two points for me that stuck out. Well, to Darth's point, what he said about like the first 5 minutes of the first Star Trek movie that J.J. Abrams did, like I agree with that. It's like he puts so many emotions, fear, excitement, and like sorrow all into the opening scene of this movie, and that's what I got from the trailer that they showed today. Like they show you this like the Star Destroyer, they show you like all these action sequences, and then they cap it off with genius editing where it fades to black, and then you hear Han Solo saying Chewie, and then it goes to Chewie and Han inside the Millennium Falcon saying we're home, and it's just like I felt like a tear come out of my eye, and I'm like yes. And more so than the trailer, one of the things that actually got me was when they revealed BB-8, on stage, and you see that it's not a CG prop; it's an actual physical droid that's like is being controlled elsewhere.
See, I didn't see the stage. I didn't see the actual like stream of it. So
there was a shot of this guy in the audience who he looks 65. I'm not good at guessing ages.
But older,
the look on his face was like a 5-year-old kid seeing R2-D2 for the very first time in A New Hope, and it's like this is why this is like so special with so many people.
I think that's really the thing that this whole movie is going to revolve around succeeding or failing, is that nostalgia trip that people are seeking with this film. And that's what people didn't get out of the first 3 films. Yeah, it was produced by George Lucas. Yeah, it was Star Wars, but you didn't really get as much of that nostalgia trip that you're hoping for. And maybe that's just because it happened to be prequels instead of sequels.
It's hard to do nostalgia when it's prequels. Well, that's the weird thing. It's like the first trailer was all new stuff. It was like just all, you know, the lightsaber, this, and we were like, everybody's like, I don't know what to think of this. Now the second one was clearly nostalgia.
That lightsaber! Oh my god, people! Fucking
I love it.
Excuse me,
I love that.
Aged for so long on that thing.
Well, but I'm just saying, like, now he clearly is corrected now and come back and be like, okay, I got you, old timers. You know, like here we go. I'll kick you right in the fields, and then it did. I mean, and I wasn't even blown away by it. Like some trailers you watch, like, holy shit, that looks cool. But it wasn't really that. It wasn't. But to me, it was just like it's like seeing old friends. You know, in a little while, you're like, yeah, I miss you guys. Like, let's do this. And I've watched a lot of this lately. It's not even like this has been a dusty movie on my shelf. Like I said, my son, I've watched the hell out of this in the last year. So even then, I'm just like, yeah, I'm ready for this.
Well, the prequels.
I really would like for them to release the original uncut version, unedited, unsouped up version on some sort of media that isn't VHS. Because for whatever reason, my childhood obsession with Yub Nub will live on forever. And I think the point of pain that was the most painful for me in watching the revamped trilogy in theaters for me was like, what the heck just happened to Yub Nub? You just did something else entirely. Now I'm sad.
Yeah, they just and then
with the prequels though, you have this daunting task to. Everyone knows what's going to happen. We all know what it's leading up to. Anakin is becoming Darth. And
that's the other thing I didn't like about the prequels is that they didn't play with expectations at all. It's like you knew, like, oh, it's Palpatine. Well, clearly he's going to become the Emperor. I feel like they could miss a big opportunity there. Just mess with players' expectations of like, oh, hey, you think you know this, but haha, you don't.
And that's really where I was let down because they didn't. I hate the phrase like to pull no punches, but they could have pulled a few punches.
Oh yeah, it was a linear. I mean, she died in childbirth, and
that was just depressing. Not because she died, but just because like the way it's like. This is easy.
She lost the will to live.
It happened in 10 minutes. It was just like
and there was like it's almost
quickly.
Like we'll tie off all loose ends. We'll introduce like, hey, guess what? Jimmy Smits is her father, adoptedly, and guess what? We'll never see him again. He just gets blown up, and no one ever remembers him. And it was just so sad because there was just so much they could have done.
I agree,
and that's why I'm looking forward to.
Well, and then we just got like what. 2 movies, you know, it was kind of like here's this badass that we're all just like,
oh god,
we want to love, we don't know if we should, and he's just, you know, it's like there's a glimmer of hope for this dark bad guy, and then we just get a whiny asshole for 2 movies. You're just kind of like, sorry, Darth, I know he's probably like a childhood hero, but it's just like, it's tough.
For me, what it comes down to, actually, I'm as much as I'm excited for the Force Awakens, I'm more excited for the spin-off movies that they're talking about, like the whole bounty hunter movie where it's about Boba Fett and all the bounty hunters stealing the plans for the Death Star, and it's like,
so I hadn't even heard of that.
Yes,
dude. Why do we not have this? We were talking about this on Twitter. I forget who it was exactly, but we were talking about if they did like a gritty, like think like Saving Private Ryan, like that, like grit, and like in the trenches of like a stormtrooper, like kind of like, you know, teenage angsty stormtrooper gets enlisted order, you know, like no choice, you've got to go, and you like I have to say no, there's a fix, it's clones.
They're doing Rogue One,
but you know, like just from the trenches of the grunt of the stormtrooper army and his life, I was like, I'd be all over that. Just see their whole perspective on the whole thing. Like, think what you could spin this, like these dirty freaking rebel terrorists. You know, like you could. I mean, you can make such a play.
Go with the Clerks example of the poor contractors working on.
Oh my god,
yes, they knew what they were getting
the
into.
Rebel Alliance.
Well, right. They're no longer called the Rebels, and the Empire's no longer the Empire. They clarified that. The Rebels are now the Resistance. And the Empire is the First Order, and there's an image of a bunch of stormtroopers in front of a huge stage with the new First Order flag, and there's some cloaked figure in the background, standing in the middle of the stage, like very much like Palpatine, but it's obviously not Palpatine.
I think there's a big part of me that enjoys this more than I enjoy the actual. And this goes back to I'm a big Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire guy, and like I almost am going to rue the day that it finishes. Because once it's done and the whole story's tied up and tidy, and if it ever is, no, that bastard. But
no, he knows his own ending, and a couple of players.
I know that, but whether he ever actually finishes it, I used to worry that he wouldn't live long enough to finish it. Now I'm worried that I won't live long enough for him to finish it. But you know, what I'm saying?
You'll buy the first book on your Social Security check.
Oh, I've got them all. Don't worry. But like you know what I mean? Like it's almost more fun when it's open ended, and you can kind of just talk about these theories and these. I mean, as long as they have some facts to them. But so once it's all done, you're just kind of like, oh. So I think that's like with these movies now, it opens it all up again. Whereas it was this tidy little story, you're like, okay, now we can just go nuts with all of our fandom and just kind of speculate about everything.
That's what they're doing. To your gritty point, they're doing Rogue One, which is about the formation of the Rogue Squadron, which is in Star Wars lore is like one of the more dark stories.
I don't even know anything
of the characters.
So this is why I actually think that it's a good thing that Disney is in control of this now, because they'll actually leverage the franchise and give us something more than every 25 years, which is kind of the schedule we were rolling on before.
Yep.
So we'll get great things and we'll get terrible things, no doubt. But I think they've learned what modern audiences really like, using the Marvel franchises as an example.
Yeah, it's like this singular story, but then that branches off, and then you can come back, and it's like woven together, I guess. Yeah,
interwoven.
It was common theme, but then you explore each person, and I don't know. I'm just not Avengers. I mean, I enjoy the Avengers, but I'm not nearly to the level that I like Star Wars and the whole story. Probably because I grew up. Well, I guess a lot of people grew up with Avengers as kids. So, anybody else have anything else to add in the movies? Because we'll kind of move because we're still going to talk Star Wars, but we'll kind of segue into the game.
To segue it, actually,
I'm excited for the movie. There was literally no chance I wasn't going to see it.
That's me too.
They've only made me more excited for it.
That's what I mean. It's like, yep, I'm going to see this. Yep, I'm probably going to buy the movie. I'm going to do all these things. So let's just enjoy the ride to get there. Like, so even my son's hype. He's like he's 6. He's kind of phased out of the Star Wars thing, as kids will do at that age, or in something or out of something. But even then, he's like, Dad, we're gonna go see that, right? And he's like, I'll be a Wookiee, you be Han Solo. I was like, big deal.
That's awesome.
And that's what I was saying on Twitter. I was like, I just gotta get my wife to play Leia after the movie.
Hey,
but we'll see.
To segue, if you don't mind, to segue into Battlefront. The only thing that you really learn from that 1 hour long panel is the name of the planet that the characters that you see in the first trailer on, and what the planet that this Crest Star Destroyer is on. Jakku, and the last battle you actually get to see. No, you get to see what happened, how that Star Destroyer came to be crashed on the planet in Battlefront. That's going to be DLC. That's the free DLC that's coming out, Battle Jakku.
But I thought that was, I don't know, I'm all confused. I'm all like tied up with all different things. But yeah, like honestly, I do like the whole idea of tying everything together. I don't really like the pressure it puts on the game, but I do like the pressure it puts on the game. Like it's weird. It works two ways. So I mean, we'll see how it pans out. But
the game is clearly opportunity a tie-in.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying on Twitter. That was why my Twitter was going insane. I was like, we get this new DLC 2 or 3 weeks after launch. Like, so you're not giving me a free DLC. You're actually withholding maps that I could have gotten to just hype the movie. Like, I mean, I get leverage.
It's free. We're not paying for it, though.
That's what everybody's saying. It's like, but it's free. What are you complaining about? I was like, I'm not complaining about it. I'm complaining that you're holding out half of my meal so I buy dessert. It's like...
That's like buying a full-price game.
We'll bring you dessert eventually, but if you want it while you actually want it, you'll have to pay us a little bit extra.
I was like, you really think this is extra content they're giving you? Like, you're killing yourself. But let's not get into the negativity. This is a hype fest, but you know what I mean. It's like, I don't know, like, but at the same time, I will probably enjoy the hype fest when it comes, because I am going to be in full Star Wars mode for a good 60 days. Just like why not? Like, soak it up, enjoy it. Because even if the game sucks,
the timing is excellent when they're doing all this. Like, somebody clearly thought this year out in the Star Wars franchise.
They mapped it out, right?
This is probably the first time I've actually ever heard about the Star Wars celebration and cared.
Mm-hmm. Is this a regular thing? I thought this was a one-time
thing.
This
is I looked this up on Wikipedia today. I'm like, wow, really? This has been going on for years?
No, I thought this was a Disney thing. I thought this was a hype vehicle, basically. Yeah.
No, it happens every few years. And
this is like that proves your point.
It's happened 10 times, and 7 of the 10, it's like the main event has been in the U.S. and rightfully so. Like the 7th event in the U.S. was this past one for episode 7, which is coming out. You know,
no, I thought this was just like they just threw this together to start the hype ball. So yeah, well, I was just saying, what do we think about the footage? Let's get on it. Listen, let's nip this in the bud. The game will not look like that, and that was not PS4 footage. I don't give a fuck what you're trying to tell me.
So okay, it could be PS4 footage, but what they would have
pre-rendered
is they would have had a very specific setup for it. It's basically a tech demo where you have a very specific, here we're going to look at the screen is going to pan here. We're going to do this. We're going to have it very, specifically dialed in so that runs at 60 frames per second, and it's totally awesome. And
everything else is turned off. That's not on camera. Listen, because we have news outlets, like semi-reliable, news outlets that are like, don't worry, we saw it on the floor on a PS4. It looks exactly like that.
No, you can make that happen on PS4.
I mean, come on.
You can have PS4 run QuickTime files. I've seen that.
What'd you watch? Which footage you watch? Oh, well, they were in an escape pod that was 4x5, and the graphics looks incredible. It was like, come on, stop with this. Come
on.
Listen, this is nothing, and everybody's jumping on me like I'm hating the game. This has nothing to do with the game. It has to do with this whole hype cycle. It's like, stop feeding into this monster. It's Star Wars, as somebody said. We don't need it. It's gonna have its own thing. Like, the game's gonna look beautiful. It might not look that, but it's gonna look fucking phenomenal. Don't worry about it. We know this.
I think what they needed to do with this, which they did, was the point of accomplishing this, is saying, hey, our game is going to look like the movies. You're going to get an authentic Star Wars experience. Beyond that, there really doesn't need to be a whole lot of gameplay because they realize that they can sell a whole bunch of copies on that. But whatever we get, we get, and I'm actually fairly excited. I think it will be a good game.
It might not be the game
ago, I played
people are hoping for,
a
but it'll be
1942 mod where it was just Star Wars. I'm like, this was fans putting this together, and this was still really good. So if a professional company actually puts this together that actually knows their engine, I am pretty confident that it'll be at least playably fun.
Yeah, well, it's pretty clear that they know how to make a trailer. We knew that for a long time now.
The buzzword, in-engine.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You see, sorry, you don't mind.
It just means nothing these days. I mean, it shouldn't mean anything.
You see an engine, and it's like, okay, what was it, E3 last year? They showed Uncharted 4 in-engine footage. And then a few months later at PlayStation Experience, they showed the gameplay, and it's like it's drastically different from what you see. And I get they want to show off what the engine is capable of, but they have gameplay on the floor at the Star Wars Experience.
That is the thing.
Where is the YouTube footage? Why is Jack Frags and X Factor allowed to talk about Battlefront, but they can't show the footage? That's my issue.
They didn't want to create a disconnect from what they're trying to sell right now. It's just the image entirely, and it really just comes.
It's the first impression, and I think there's also there might be some backyard, handshaking with E3 and stuff like. There's a lot of stuff like we want you to, you can unveil the game here. But at this, you have to do the footage, and
totally
here
sanitized.
You do this. It's staged, obviously. And so I'm not gonna. I mean, it's hard when you're hearing people that are seeing it, like, oh, it's just. You're like, well, can we see it? Can somebody pull their phone out or something? I don't know. Like, so I'm with. As much as I'm harping on this, I'm with Eggroll though. As long as it doesn't look like potatoes, I won't give a shit because it'll be fun. I'm totally fine with. I'm playing GTA 5. That game looks good, but it's not like what the bar we're putting up for this thing. It looks great. It looks perfectly fine for what it is. I'm not a graphics guy to begin with. I'm the guy that plays on low settings on most of my games anyway. But will it be fun? That's kind of the big thing. I mean, I think it will. I think it's way more casual.
I think the interesting thing for me is the way they're approaching building the game. They are taking a less realistic approach and going with a more true to the movies approach, or specifically the prequels approach, where they're taking sort of the cues off of physical effects and saying, rather than having a laser blast that looks realistic, we're going to do what they did in the movies, just have smoke and sparks fly off of a guy or things
I think this gives them a lot of liberty for sure. Like they can do whatever they want. I mean, obviously they got to stay within the story, but as far as physics, ballistics, all these things like that, they've been fighting for 4 years now. They can kind of be like, well, screw that, man. Let's just do what we want.
I love that they went to the locations where the original trilogy was filmed, like for Hoth and for Endor, and they're taking the time to actually pay attention to detail to these locations and be as true to the source material as possible by going there. And to your point, Culprit, I'm sure if you go on Snapchat right now and look at the featured thing for Star Wars Celebration, somebody has posted footage of that.
Oh yeah, I know. But like you said, it's kind of hard to get hype and then wonder why they're not showing it. Even though you kind of know why, it's just kind of like
it's all about mixed messages. Marketing loves to keep things like that clear.
If it looks that good, wouldn't you want that front and center? Like you would think. But like I said, I mean, I do understand why not. But it's just weird. It's. Well, I think we will see it soon enough. So like, there's no reason. And if it looks like shit, then we'll talk about that. But I don't think it will. I don't think. I've never doubted the way this game's going to look. I mean, every Frostbite makes pretty games. I mean, that's never been the issue. So, what do we think about the suggested? I mean, we don't know a lot of nuts and bolts, but the gameplay. What do we got? Like 40 players. There will be Jedi. There will be, or to some degree,
heroes or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, right. So, what do we think about this? Like, I mean, overall, like I said, and I kind of punch this in there. I think it's going to be more casual than we're used to out of a dice game. Which I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm playing Hardline. That's super casual. So,
I really don't expect this to be a competitive shooter. Like I was talking to Brett today on Twitter, and it was like, yeah, there's no way this is like this has the primary mission of this is first Star Wars, second fun, third nobody cares about Star Wars
really
plus competitive.
No. I'm trying to think of a competitive Star Wars joke, and I got nothing.
First and third person sold me because that's the original Battlefront was third person. So
see, I never played those games, so I don't have these. What is the whole aim down sight thing? Is that from the first game? You couldn't do that?
There was no first person. It was all third person.
Okay. That's why.
So this is the first time.
That was a big deal. So that was my thing.
I feel like third person will work a lot better on the consoles, regardless.
Yeah, I just didn't understand why people were so excited about that. I was like, okay.
It's a big deal because like you can see more around you. So God forbid there's an Imperial Walker to your right, whereas the first person code division is like this. You can at least shit and run. But
well, see, that's the funny thing is like most people then bitch about third person because they feel like it gives like an unfair kind of experience.
So the thing about third person, and maybe that's partly why they're not doing the campaign mode, is third person cameras tend to focus in on the ground in front of you and the area immediately in front of you, whereas first person cameras you can use it a little bit more experiential. Think like the difference between Skyrim and say Gears of War, where your focus is lying as a player. Like Skyrim, you can look all around the environment. Third-person camera, you're more focused in on the action in front of you.
They're doing a campaign. I thought it's in the reports there is a campaign.
Supposedly, they're not doing a campaign for Battlefront.
No, they said there's campaign missions.
Co-op missions. Co-op missions. There is no campaign, which is so weird. It's like.
It makes so much sense for them. Like, I don't think
it does.
Their campaigns have been shat upon since Battlefield 3.
But my thing is,
it's really the only reason they've made campaigns is to try to appeal to reviewers that have 2 hours to play the game. It's like, what do you got for me, Battlefield? Okay, this campaign sucks. This game clearly sucks. I'm done with this.
But it's like I've been beating the drum about dropping the campaigns in their games for years now. The one game I feel like they really should have done a campaign is the one they dropped the campaign in. It's just like I'm not going to complain about it.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Star Wars is a more experiential experience. People can buy into it more.
Yeah.
The story is already set up. I think a lot of why they didn't do a campaign and why the scope of this game is very limited is because of time.
Yeah,
and it really comes down to they've been working on this game for 18 months since the launch of Battlefield 4, and they have to have it released before the movie comes out. So they had to say, this is exactly what we can accomplish in 18 months.
Puppy, are you playing Neverwinter right now?
No.
Show me your monitor.
Don't lie. Show us what you're looking at.
Show me your monitor. I can see him reflecting off your gunners.
I gotta put my controller back down.
Thank you, chat. I can tell you who's not winning the swag tonight. He might be buying it for somebody.
I gotta applaud EA and DICE though for leaving 360 and PS3 in the dust on this game.
They're saying that, but some people are
it's
saying
high time. It's high time that
it makes sense. They're releasing in a holiday window, and it is that's the period people are most likely to upgrade their systems, and they're already looking at Battlefield hardline SKUs and saying, "Look, this is like the least selling system, even less than the PC, and that's just terrible."
Is it really that bad? I haven't looked at it yet.
The next.
There.
Yeah. Oh, I'm stoked for that. That's great for me as a PC guy and everybody. Yeah, that's already bought in. It's great. So I'm shocked.
60 frames a second on next gen. Yay!
I'm so sad that you're excited about that.
Hey man,
I'm not. That's not a knock.
My VCR's done me proud lately.
It's more a knock on the desk.
So a VCR? Holy crap! I don't even think I have one. No, I don't.
He's talking about his console.
Come on, my Xbox, man.
This is a little bit of a different take on the whole Battlefront thing, I think. And maybe I'm just kind of sitting off here on left field and might have missed
He's
something.
throwing a smoke screen right now as he plays another game.
Yeah. I got to bid on a few more auctions, guys.
I'm just gonna BS my way through this auction right now, so nobody notices.
Oh, shit. But no, like to me, obviously the Battlefront game is going for obviously the Star Wars nostalgia, but then it's also trying to get at the gamers for the older Battlefront nostalgia. Obviously, that's what they're going for and kind of aiming with. But to me, Battlefront was the first two. Was there any more than that?
I think
There were
this is
PSP
3.
ones. No, there were PSP ones.
Oh, the PSP
Like,
one isn't.
ranking
I'm not
ones.
even counting that one.
No,
But the 1 and 2, like to me, I recall playing those, and to me, those were like the complete
Hey,
couch
Cookies, what's going on, man?
experience. Like that was what you sat on your couch with your buds, and you all played split screen and tore it up like that. And I understand that gaming as a whole has moved away from the couch experience, but I just don't know that it'll
I don't
quite
think that's
feel the
necessarily true.
same. But I mean, like, could you see them actually including a split screen? I don't think
They are.
It is a split screen. It's
They are.
confirmed.
Really?
They confirmed
Yeah.
split screen.
Okay.
I was
So I
shocked
supported.
by that. That is another reason I said casual. Which listen, everybody throws that word. Casual doesn't mean a bad thing. I want to just be clear before jumping on.
Oh, that word.
It's going to be a casual game.
It's a bad word. Casual.
Wow. No,
the
see,
worst
I
C
played
word in
some.
the
I
world.
played some. One of my best times was a couple years ago playing Black Ops split screen. It's hilarious. It's retarded. Like you're terrible, but it's. I mean, listen, I don't want to be the guy on the team with with a split screener. You don't want that. But if you're the split screener, who cares? You're just having fun, But
Yeah, you're just
The best split screen ever was the quad screen with GoldenEye.
yes.
Oh, baby.
the OG. Now we're really giving
And
ourselves old.
death to the man who played his odd job.
So, all right, well,
use proximity mines.
what are we thinking here? I mean, obviously, we're all buying this. We're all buying this day one. We were before today, right? I mean, let's be honest. I mean,
There was really no question.
and that's what worries me, though, is that they know they've got their hands on this. I mean, it's a money machine. It prints money, right? Well, they paid a lot of money to get that money machine, but like, do you think that will motivate them? Like, they have this burden, and I think Dennis was talking Firewall, right? Is that his Twitter handle? Anyway, on Twitter saying like, I hope not to mess this up, and I'm like, dude, it's just my childhood. It's cool. Like, there's no pressure. It's just some of the.
You're just taking the 8-year-old me and having your way with it.
Just don't let Michael Bay touch it.
Yeah, it's my ethics and morals I grew up and shaped me as a person I am today, a grumpy bastard on Twitter, and don't ruin that. Like but like. So I know they feel this sense of obligation. Obviously, a lot of these guys feel the same way about the game and the story that we do, or are they just going? I mean, this is probably the suits going. It don't matter. They're gonna buy it. Like, we can do whatever the fuck we want with this game. They're still gonna buy it. Like I go back and forth, and I'm worried that they're gonna be like, yeah, should we go the extra? Who cares? They're gonna buy this, But you gotta hope that Dice Stockholm, especially, is just gonna be like, dude, we can't stink another one out there. We can't
Premium?
Yeah, well,
But this really sets the pace for Battlefield 5, which is coming.
it's gonna be
in
next year.
2016,
Inevitable.
ostensibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah, if they screw the pooch on this one, they screwed the pooch on something that everybody loves. So
Well,
help
another
them.
thing, yeah. Even more than Battlefield, right? Can we just ship this to Dice LA now? Like, can we just get them working on it now? Like, can we?
That's my fear. Like, I want to say I'm on board for day one, but after Battlefield 4 and how poorly it was handled during
There
the
is no
launches-
way you are dodging this.
I'm waiting.
There's
Ultimately,
no
I'm
way.
I'm waiting
the
until
level
I can play a
caps
beta.
analysis of whether I should buy the game day one or not.
No,
That's what I'm waiting on.
Is that the Cuervo talking, man?
Yes, it is.
All right.
I don't know. I have my reservations. Will I probably get it? I hate, as Puppy says, Bumbles hates money. I hate money. I'll throw my $60 at it. I just my thing is don't hide anything behind premium, please. Just
they're already
make it a
behind
season pass
pre-orders and stuff. But I mean, listen.
well, the pre-order's free. It's free DLC. You just get to play it a week early. Xbox
Sure.
One gets it early because hey, guess what? We got EA access. Y'all don't. So
Please
doesn't
please
bother
show
me.
me an EA game that does not have a premium style
Yeah,
thing.
they're just not.
It's-
They're not ruining the good
Mass Effect has a premium.
momentum they're gaining right now by announcing a premium. They're not gonna muddy those waters. All right, so let's move on then. Let's talk about a beta. Well, actually, no, none of you played it. Let's talk about Rainbow Six Siege because I feel like this might be another long discussion. So, Puppy, all right, let's first chat. Do you guys play what is it, closed alpha, right? Did you play it? What do you think of it? I'll read the chat while we let Puppy go off and clean himself up with a rag, and we'll see what he has to say. Now, just for chat, we talked about this. I don't know if chat was on with the chat or not, but none of you actually played the closeout but me, right? So you guys are just going to be talking what you know. You're not speaking from experience. I'm pretty sure Puppy isn't because it wasn't on console. But what do you got, Pup? What are your thoughts here? Have we not discussed this game yet?
We touched on it. We touched on it briefly during the E3.
Okay. Yes.
E3 trailer, but that's all we've discussed of it since.
All right. So what? You had quite a reaction there. What do you got for me?
All right. So before everyone started streaming with once everyone got beta access, I haven't really watched any gameplay. Honestly, up until
it was like a dev stream. Yeah, right before.
Yeah, up until that dev stream that was right before the beta release, and I watched that. And first off, let's be real. That was painful.
I was about to say that was better than the actual closed beta alpha.
I'm just like so the French chick, I don't know what her name was, bless her heart.
Oh, the host.
Oh, Puppy.
Bless her heart. I was
That's
like,
evil.
You sound like she was like totally trying to pull off the whole esports announcer thing, but she totally sounded so choked and uncomfortable doing it, and I was just like, oh, this is painful to listen to.
Yeah, I watched that.
But looking past that and just watching the gameplay and just watching
guy just destroyed. He wrecked people. Like that guy was just like he was trying hard. The rest were just noobs.
Well, I mean, like just watching the whole thing though, like the game. But I'm speechless. That's all I got. This thing looks amazing. Like anything and everything I could ever want about a competitive shooter, and this looks to be very, very competitive. Like I could see this giving CS Counter-Strike a run for its money as far as
we have level cap on the show tonight, folks.
No, look, I could see it giving a run for its money. Now I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it'll dethrone CS by any means. There's just too many diehards.
Lord Gaben will make it so.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He'll just buy it and shut it down.
Half-Life 3.
Right. It's the day this game's supposed to release, he'll announce Half-Life 3. Just to crush it right in there.
Yeah, just to crush it. All
right, so you're high on it. All right. Tell me, what do you like about this? Like, what do you see about this that's catching you? Because then I'll come down with my experiences playing it.
My favorite thing that I saw from the videos was barricades. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
The barricades were
There's
cool.
different barricades.
Honestly, my favorite moment from the entire stream that I watched was there was a particular point in which you're
talking about my stream, right? You watched minute by minute, right?
Exclusively. Watch
absolutely.
Culprit stream 24/7.
Gotcha.
Your stream. No, during the dev stream, there was a moment in which you were watching the offensive, the guys that were coming in to rescue the hostage or whatever. And I can't remember exactly how it got called out, but like basically there was a good guy that was in the foyer, the entrance to the house, and one of his buddies got shot and called out. He's in the upstairs bathroom, and the guy turned to his left and looked at a wall, like it's just a wall. There's stairs that go up, and there's a wall, and he starts shooting into the second floor of this wall, and he gets a kill. And the damage is, like the bullets are ripping off bits of the wall and stuff. And I'm like,
so weird. Like,
yes.
Let's stop. Time out right here, because what you're describing there, and all the cool factor that is like, I could bring so many people in it that hate that. That right there, what you described, and it's only about one thing. It's about the hit markers. Like it'd be really easy to fix. Get rid of the hit markers through debris, and you're fine. But the fact of the matter is, that's all it is. Between the heart rate monitor, which is
the heart rate
that has
monitor.
to go.
Oh God, that's back.
Yeah,
between
let's
that and just, I mean, you have. I think standard you're equipped with 482,000 bullets when you start, so you can just shoot through any wall you want. Like you just run around shooting through walls, and if you get a hit marker, well, then you just dump a clip in that area. So, like, I know what you're talking about, and that's what I wanted to do. It's just not there because it's this level of cheese that they need to get rid of, and
yeah, there's I will agree. There's some stuff they need to get rid of. I don't know what they're doing with heartbeat monitors. Like,
well, this is
to me that was a bad move. That was a misstep even putting those in the game. But the fact that like they don't have a battery life or anything either. Like they're just up all the time.
It's OP as fuck.
Yeah, it's broken.
Like I said, if you watch that stream, the one dev, he had the beard and the shaved head. You know the guy I'm talking. I can't remember his name. Yeah. He destroyed everybody. They had to stop letting him play, and he came on and started commentating the other matches because his team would just win every time.
Yeah.
Because what did he use? He used the heart rate monitor every fucking time, and told his team where to go, and that was it. So like, I don't know. I don't mean to like crumple on you, but like my thing, and I'm gonna counterbalance your hype because I was with you. And the game has so much potential, but it has an identity crisis. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It's like got these elements of really fun, like and like I could see us playing together and communicate. It's all that. It's there if it wants to be, but then they like throw crap in there, like shooting people through walls and getting hit markers. The heartbeat sensor. You know the death cams where you can not only see like through your teammates and kind of look over their shoulder and help them, which is classic. You can do that in other games, but they have this house cameras that you can just look that none of your teammates are in, but you can monitor a hallway they're not in and be like, nope, this hallway's clear, guys. It's like it's just really random things. You're just like you're destroying this game from within. Like, guys, have any of you thought about this a little bit?
Yeah.
Like they don't know what they want here, and maybe that's the publisher and the devs. I don't know. I don't know who's who in this because I haven't followed it that closely. Do they want to go Rainbow Six and make it super tactical? Which, God, I hope they do. It could be exactly what you're talking about, Puppy. Or are they going to go for that where the suits are like, I want to sell units and I have to make it as you know, the barrier of entry smaller. I have to make it easier. I have to narrow that skill gap, which we see every game doing right now.
Ubisoft to a T.
Well, yeah. So having played it, I enjoyed it, but it's kind of like I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm gonna pick this one up right away because and somebody else said it when I was streaming it. They're like, this is gonna be Evolve, where that game where like nobody can play it solo, so you need a team. So this game is just gonna die in the first month. So I don't know. Like it's huge potential, and I want it to work, but I need to see what they decide to do with certain things. They have to go. So
to me, I think the biggest thing that's got me hyped for this is like I've always been a fan of like close quarter stuff, like any kind of first person shooter that's close quarters, because arena shooters is you know what I grew up on, and Battlefield is actually a bit of a separation from me with the franchise because it's usually further spaced away. But if you'll recall, and you'll have to put on your ruby tinted glasses here for a moment, the trailer, not the actual DLC, but the trailer to Battlefield 3 Close Quarters, and the way they made that look with being able to basically shoot out any wall and go through anywhere. That kind of stuff is what I have been dying to see in a game. That level of just tearing up a room, bullets flying and papers going everywhere, and being able to blow a hole through a wall. Now, granted, obviously, when it came out, we didn't get that, but
we did kind of get that. We got that. We got too much of that. I would, like it was. But
well,
yeah.
there was for me, and with the Battlefield 3 Close Quarters, that was again that's a bit of a side tangent, but it was not what they promised me. Like I could not shoot through every wall, I could not go through every wall, and that made
so the beautiful thing that's going to be happening here is we're finally getting rid of the last gen of consoles, which will probably open up a lot of possibilities for using destruction in coming games. And yeah, it really comes down to funny enough, between the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 3 is actually the big limiter as far as memory goes.
It's a cell processor, that's why it's harder to.
Yeah, it's once we get into the new generation, we'll probably see DICE start to bring back all the destruction stuff that they sort of had to dismiss from Hardline, which is probably a big reason why there isn't a whole bunch in there, which is actually pretty vexing.
That to me is the killer in Hardline. I mean, we'll maybe get that out later, but I'll tell you right now though, Rainbow Six has some of that. Like it's not as destructible as it kind of portrays itself to be. It's hard to explain, like walls and things are, but then if they're like hiding behind like an air conditioning unit or something like this, like it's not intuitive. Now at first I thought it was worse, and I was like, why is this wall not destroyed? And then I realized it was that reinforced wall that the guy can put up. So
right. The other problem with Hardline is it's just so inconsistent, and they don't message it at all. Like one of the nice things that we learned in this generation of video games is that you message to players when you can destroy something and when you can't. And Hardline's just like, meh, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. The messaging is all over the place. You see this a little bit in Battlefield 4, like on maps like Lockers, where it's like, no, you can't shoot through this, but you can shoot through that, but whatever. And like I said, it's really going to be nice that we aren't working with machines that were made in 2005 anymore.
Right. I agree. Well, I wouldn't be shocked if we see a like we're saying the Star Wars game show up on those. I think it just will be contracted out. Be a totally different game basically. But anyway, that's a third.
Reminds me of
is this game? This game isn't announced for those though, is it?
Which one?
Next gen only.
Rainbow Six. Yeah, I think
next gen only.
Next
like
gen.
what this game is going to come down to is a couple things for me. Yeah, I'm just saying. After playing it, I played about 15 hours of it. I actually enjoyed it. I had a good time. I was terrible at it, but new game. You ran against a squad that knew what they were doing. You were going to get steamrolled, but that's fine. One thing that was encouraging, as much as I hated the automatic talk, like your mic was just on, like you could turn it off to hardware. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, it was bad. I was streaming it, dude. It was so bad. I was just jabbering away to my chat, and guys, there was nothing I could do. I'm sorry, guys. You got to hear me. Like, what am I gonna do here? I guess not.
Well, that's
stream,
why
but-
it's an alpha,
Yeah.
and we're going to solve all the issues. No,
No,
doubt.
I think
for
they
beta.
intended that. They did that on purpose to force people to talk because it's an integral part of that game. And to be honest, it worked. I found way more people that were interested in talking and playing because I don't think there was anybody in that game at that point that didn't want to play
is
that
kind
game.
of a detriment for Battlefield is that we have a this VoIP system that nobody ever uses because it's locked behind a push to talk, and everybody's like, "Oh God, people will
And
hear
it's
me."
squad only too, isn't
Well, I think they missed the boat on
Yeah,
Battlefield
squad
3 because it wasn't in Battlefield 3 for forever. So people got used to using other things. If it was in Battlefield 3 at launch, I think people would have been like, "Oh, this is part of this game. We'll do this, whatever." But like, I don't know. This game, like I said, that was encouraging. People were actually like random people were working together. That was pretty cool. Because even I figured out how to turn my mic off and my hardware so they wouldn't hear me. I could hear them, but I couldn't talk to them. You know, I could talk to my chat and my stream, but I couldn't talk to the guys in game. So I would just hear people and take their directions, and I would just be the good teammate, you know. And it worked really well, and I was encouraging.
That's good because that's what this game is going to need.
Yeah, it has
if
to
you
be.
get into a pickup game with randoms,
Well, that's
you're
where I'm going
need
right
that,
here. Is
that whole thing.
Is matchmaking. Matchmaking is going to be huge. There has to be like some kind of a ladder or like an elo or a ranking, some kind of system. Maps. This game, I've never seen a game that's going to be more focused on maps. They have to be good maps. If they're bad maps, they're going to suck.
Yeah.
There's just no way, and they can't just be good in that maps. Like they can't be like CS:GO. Like CS:GOs are the most basic maps in the world.
Do they
They're
have just
perfectly
the
balanced.
one game mode in the
that
alpha?
was my. I got more fingers, Darth.
That's my point too.
But maps are huge. Maps could be huge, and modes. I was gonna say that's why I'm yelling at you. Like, what are they gonna do with this game? Like, you can't ship this game with just this one mode. As intriguing as it might be, and as fun as it might be, you can't ship a game with one mode. And like, it's not a TDM game.
I think you could ship a game with one mode, but you'd have to
Not
have
for
enough map
60.
variety to make
Then you
it
have to have
interesting.
20
not
maps
for
or something.
not for 60.
Yeah, well, right. If you want to drop your price point, then we'll talk. But Ubisoft will not do
Interesting.
that.
Have we reached that point where you have to have multiple game modes for a game to be
Yeah,
priced
I think
out at
so.
$60?
Well, if for
What's
no other
CS:GO's
reason,
price point? Is that 15 or
free.
30?
You can get that game for basically free if you wanted to.
It was like
Oh, yeah.
20 on Xbox 360 when it first came
Oh
out. or
really?
something
Yeah, I
like
mean
that.
it's got a price, but if you just wait for sales, it's like $2 every like 3 months because then they want you to buy the crates and stuff. But
Right, that's where it makes its money, not the
Oh,
actual price point for
Jesus
the
Christ,
game.
yeah, they should just give that game away with every copy of Windows at this point.
Well, what? Team Fortress 2 is free now, right?
That's been free for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sogio. Good night, man. I don't know if you're still here. I was just saying good night. Yeah, so there's a lot of questions, but the overall thing for me is I want to see how the devs react to things like like the heartbeat sensor. Is that going to be the C-130 of Rainbow Six? Like, is somebody going to be like, yeah, this is a bad idea, but we can't let this go? Or the hit markers through walls. Maybe they just don't. They can't not do it in that engine. I don't know.
The heartbeat sensor is a staple of the Rainbow Six games.
It's got to go. There's just
That heartbeat sensor has been around since I started playing 10 years ago.
It needs a
now.
battery. It needs a battery.
No, just
like,
go.
or
It's got to
something.
go.
No, here's
It's
I
got
don't
to
here,
go.
Medal of Honor Warfighter is plagued with issues. That game was I enjoyed the ever loving crap out of it for whatever reason. I'm a sick individual. The Spec Ops class had a signal scan, where in the beta it lasted for like a full 10 seconds it seemed, where you could see enemy positions through walls based upon their electronics. And in the full game, it only lasted for 2-3 seconds, and that was it. If they want to keep the heartbeat sensor in, let it have this battery life where every time you pull it up, it depletes. I'm not saying let them hold it up for 25 seconds.
There's got to be like a cooldown then. You can't bring it up for. Because here's my thing: the maps are so small.
No, they don't need a cooldown because look at Battlefield 4: The Mortar.
No,
that
I'm saying
that mortar gets destroyed, it
has to be a
Battery
minimum
life is
time.
done.
If you just because here's the thing: the maps are so small. If I just bring it up enough to get a directionality, I don't even need to know where you are, but I look right, bring it up for a second, boom, nothing, down, left, boom. Oh, they're coming from the left. That's enough in these maps. That's it. You know where they're coming from. So if it's if you bring it up, it's automatically up for 5 seconds or whatever percentage of your there's got to be something there. I don't know. I want to see it just removed, or maybe you appear on the mini map while you're using it. Or there's no mini map, but you know what I mean. I don't know. It's just I just hit the delete button for me. But like you said, I don't think they will, and that's why I want to see how they're going to react.
Yeah.
Are they going to stand with the heels in the ground and not give this up? And like I said, or maybe give us a run around and the hit markers through debris, or the white outlines on all of your teammates, or
Yeah, that's
the kill
ridiculous.
cams and
Rainbow Six is all about the heartbeat monitor. We can't change it.
yeah, like that's going to tell me a lot.
Core franchise feature.
It's going to tell me a lot
for a
about.
kill cam? Just tell me what I got killed by, and just that's it.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, I don't mind the kill cam because they're doing the CS:GO thing. Like Puppy said, they're and CS:GO you can look over the shoulder of your teammates, and you can even if you don't like help them. Like obviously, when someone's clutching, you're supposed to be quiet and stuff. Like that's cool, that's fine. Like you're not gaining any advantage. I mean, I guess you kind of are helping if you want to like look right, I'll look left. I don't know if you're that coordinated, but you're not seeing anything that your team can't see. The problem with this game is like there's random cameras around the houses or around the plane that you can tap into these cameras. It's not like like if you wanted to make that the little drones that you bring in. And if these drones don't get destroyed, if you wanted to then let people go into those drones, at least there would be some balance there, right? Like, we didn't kill that drone, so this guy dead can now see through that drone. No, these are just random cameras around the house that this guy can watch. And they're at, like, all the integral parts of the house. And it's like, well, guys, listen, I'm dead, but I'm going to watch these stairs, so you guys don't have to. It's really weird. It's just... I don't want to bash on it, but just it's kind of like Hardline. We've talked about this. Hardline was like just some really weird, like... just like really jarring decisions in this game, and you're just like,
hey, let's bring back the Claymore as a trip mine.
Yeah, it's just like
easier to replace and easier.
Small nuances.
Like, why? Who made these decisions? Like, there's this nice Puppy seeing the same things I was seeing. Like, there's this nice synergy of game here, and it's really got a lot of potential. And then there's just these offshoots of like, huh? Like, none of you played this and decided that Mr. Bald bearded guy is just kicking your ass because he's using the heartbeat sensor every fucking round and you can't beat him. Like, you don't sit at a round table afterwards and be like, guys, yeah, I don't know if we should have this in the game. Like, yeah, it's kind of weird, but I mean, overall, I enjoyed the game. I had fun with the game, but I'm gonna monitor this and see where it is. It's gonna be one of those games that like if I start seeing on Steam or wherever it is, it'll be, oh God, you play. That's another whole issue. But if I start seeing people like, yeah, I picked this up, then I'll follow the bandwagan and pick it up for sure. Or maybe I'll be the first one. I forgot
Uplay even existed. Thank you for reminding me.
God, I wish I could forget that thing fucking existed. It's the worst. But like, if I don't know anybody else that plays it, I'm not going to go pick that game up and play it because you just can't. You get killed. But it's an intriguing game, so... I don't know. Like I really want it to do well because I think it will be a niche game if they make it tactical, and I think that's what they're afraid of is being niche. But I think there's a niche for that game. Like I think it's.
I think it'll do well on consoles, particularly because
and I think
it'll eat CS:GO's lunch where it isn't at yet, and that's consoles.
Yeah, somebody's gonna make a run at them. I mean, they should anyway. Because I don't know. I'm not a CS:GO guy, so it's easy for me to say that, but.
I was a CS guy back in 2000. You know, pretty much the same game.
Is that when it was?
Source?
Probably.
Source.
1.6.
I played it back before I even went retail. It was like 1.6
and 1.5.
But it was a Half-Life mod, right?
So.
Yeah, it was a Half-Life mod.
That's what I mean.
That's back when I started playing it.
And that's why they do it right. They balance it. It's balanced. It's free. It's So I mean, they're doing things right. I wish somebody would just do it, but you can make an argument that CS:GO was a niche game, and now here we are. A good.
Well, it was terrible off the bat.
Yeah.
CS:GO.
Oh yeah, people hated it.
So. Unplayable, and
I mean, sure, Valve has a huge advantage, strategic advantage, but
Valve.
I don't
just say the name Valve. People jump now.
Well, right. You look at CS:GO, backed by Valve. You look at Rainbow Six Siege, backed by Ubisoft. I don't think we need to delve much deeper into that equation to figure out where I put my
speaks for itself.
But I will be interested, and then nobody knows when this game's going to be released. Like
it's supposed to be Q4, and that's the thing. Like
that's murder. That's just they're going to get murdered.
They say there's more modes. I would like to see those more modes.
They said that officially because I haven't seen that.
Yes, they did, and I would like to see like the second beta that comes for consoles and PC, which is probably going to happen like during or after E3.
So is this game going to ship in 2015,
or
is this going to be pushed to 2016?
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you want to go against Battlefront?
Here's my theory. No, here's my theory.
Or COD?
No, Rainbow Six will come out 2015 alongside the next Assassin's Creed. Division will be pushed into 2016. That's what's going to happen because we've seen so little of that game.
I think I've always thought the Division.
I think that's going to be the one pushed back.
You mean Division Dogs?
No,
Watch Division.
That alpha footage.
I mean,
I don't give a. Graphics being shit. If the game is like everything they're saying in terms of gameplay, take more money.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to get onto that one yet because my case is.
No, we got time. We got time.
But Yeah, I don't know. I can't figure out when and where they should. Nice pussy, Darth. When or
I
I
where
disagree.
they
I
should put this
disagree,
on.
bro. One mode is not worth $60, man. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not.
I don't.
paying for $60
I don't
no
care.
way.
I don't care how good a game is. $30, 40 maybe. Just one
Because
mode is
I played
not
two
worth it.
maps. I played one mode, 2 maps for about 15 hours. Now it was closed alpha, but like I don't get a sense that I'm missing a lot of like content. Like I don't feel like I'm missing guns. Like this is clearly going to be a game that doesn't have a lot of guns. It doesn't have a lot of gadgetry. So I was like, I was bored. I was straight up bored, and I was just like, sure, none of my friends have it, and I can't really play this game how it's meant to be played. But I was like, at about 10 hours, I was just kind of like, all right, I'm going to play this because I have a closed alpha key, and I feel like a jackass if I don't play it. But like I was kind of done with it. I was just kind of like, I've played enough of this. I'm intrigued. I'm not saying I don't. Are you okay? Earthquake? What?
Like,
So it's gonna be one of those games like
Titanfall
Titanfall where it's like here and done, maybe.
That's what I'm worried about, and that's like I said. It's one of these games that's so reliant on playing with friends, and those games just don't often work. You know, so and they have a lot of work to do. Like I said, they need a matchmaking system, which it's proven to not be very easy for games. And so, like, when are they going to release this thing? I don't know. And why are they doing closed alpha now if it's really going to be a year from now that they release? I don't know. We'll have to see. So, I don't know. It's weird. Let's talk about Bumble's favorite game, shall we? And
What's that?
Puppy, you were on this. So let's talk about...
I'll drink to that one.
I was going to say, what do you think I'm going to talk about here?
Mass Effect? It's either Mass Effect or GTA. You take your pick.
You know,
Dance Dance
with
Fever.
Mass Effect, I know and have worked with their currently designer and a number of their level designers and a couple other designers.
I've never
I want to pet your cat, Darth. Just on the sidebar.
It's,
Hey,
he's
give him
very
the private video chat, all right, you two? Let's talk about Grand Theft Auto. Hold on, that's good. Jose, don't spit that out. Let's talk about. Oh, wow, geez, that sounds like a private chat too.
Someone's got a crush on your beard there, Eggroll.
We've officially crossed the 1 hour mark. Things are getting loosey goosey. Let's talk about some Grand Theft Auto 5, which now it's my turn to talk about it because I've been listening to this clown talk about it for 18 months. Well, no, you talked about it for a good 6 months there, about a year ago. But
Who you called a clown?
I'm talking about Puppy. You might hear about it, but not on the podcast necessarily. But hey, man, I'm loving this game. And Bumbles.
Well, I've only been on once before.
This is probably one of the best ports I've ever played. I as a PC guy, it's just good. It's quality. Everybody comes in and they're asking me in my streams, is this worth $60? I'm like, if this isn't worth $60, I don't know what is worth $60 to you. Like this game, it's you can do anything you want. I mean, and you guys know this. Nothing has really changed. The PC is the same as console, in my opinion. I played enough of PS3 to know that it's same game. It's just what your preferences are. Do you like using a control? It basically comes down to you like using a controller.
Controller.
I'm
console troller.
I'm from like Key West talking about conch shells. But do you like a controller or do you like keyboards? Like I mean, I hate driving with the keyboard and mouse, but I love the gunfighting with keyboard and mouse. So it's like I'm torn. But
Don't get yourself too upset about the driving. The driving is a little bit of a learning curve.
I need if I'm going to keep putting hours into this, I need to figure out how to like hook up a controller that I can just reach over.
This
and
is
start
the only
using
controller
that.
for me.
Oh, look at that! Oh man, talk about nostalgia and feels.
1994 is calling.
Darth had a mullet.
Rat tail.
No, I've always had my hair this short. It's never
The one little like loop earring in your left ear. You were cool with the rat tail.
There you go.
Your Genko jeans.
Playing WoW like it was his job. But yeah, I mean, I'm loving this game, and I feel weird saying it because it's like not a new game, but I'm having so much fun with it. And I don't usually play single player games, so it's really kind of crazy that it's holding my attention still.
I don't think anyone, well, at least none of the console guys can knock you for liking a game that we've had for a while just because we're all digging on a game that PC's had for a while. So, you know, like, what are we going to do? Yeah. Oh, we've had this for ages, and yet here we are playing Neverwinter.
So where did you put that 60 gigabytes, culprit?
But
yeah, well, that was
or was it 120?
No, it's 60.
To me,
that hurt a little bit. I won't pretend.
To me, the game is amazing. Like it's GTA it's amazing. I couldn't pull the trigger twice just because to me it wasn't $120 amazing.
You like money.
And there was no trade-in deal. Like I was really hoping there was a trade-in deal where like if I gave them my old one, they'd give me a new one for like half price or something. I totally would have bit on that, but no. They wanted full price for another game. I was like, nah.
40. Target had a 40 deal, but half price would have been nicer.
40 still, nah.
30, 20 would have been the best.
That's just too much money to play the same game over again.
No, play it. We're gonna have shenanigans. Come on.
It's
Play
fun.
it over again. You can get
You know what?
8x 16x multi sampling anti-aliasing.
I was gonna say, I will say this, all right. I did not pull the trigger for the Xbox One version just because I had the Xbox 360 version, and I played it and beat the single player, and I played the hell out of
you guys played a lot.
Yeah, I played the hell out of the multiplayer and enjoyed it. And, honestly, I got a little bit bored with the multiplayer because it got to a point where you're just kind of doing the same thing over and over again. Even with your friends, you still get bored. And, you're all just basically doing the same thing, running around killing other people. Like,
Darth's getting babysat.
Yeah, I'm having to frown at the offer of water. What? This is all the water I need right here.
I will say that the
Turn
PC
down for what?
if the price is right, I'll totally spring for the PC
Dude, I'll
version.
buy you the PC version if it goes on sale.
Well, the PC version, I mean, like, come on, like mods and stuff, like, oh baby.
I know. Did you buy this yet? Because I was kind of counting on you having weak willpower.
Isn't there? There was a report that apparently there's not like the mod support is going to be very limited.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure
that's what they tried to say about all the other ones, and then the
GTA 4. Oh my god, how the mods on that.
Well, and they got burned by the mods. Well, no, I guess Hot Coffee wasn't actually a real mod, right? That was a developer.
That was a console thing. That was a Easter egg thing. Like they had to recall San Andreas entirely and reissue it as a special edition without that. It was built into the game. Like the developers
buy this game.
Virtual sex. He said he should. I mean,
no, he just said Neverwinter has kept him from buying it. I'm sorry.
I can't be mad. I can't
You're
be mad at that.
You're ruining my experience on my own console. My own platform. What?
Get your ass on. Get your ass on.
My console is very boxy looking and about 2.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
There's a VCR too, like mine.
I was thinking about pulling a trigger, but I just can't. I don't know. I can't do it.
I pulled.
And so many
I
other
pulled
things
the
I want to
trigger.
buy, but no. I mean,
pulled the trigger.
I cannot wait to play multiplayer. I cannot play it with Heist. I can see what Puppy's saying. It might not hold me for that long, but like I'm just looking for a fun game to just be ridiculous and not like take so seriously and like I don't know. I'm ready.
In recent years, I will say that I mean, like in recent years, like in the past 3 or 4 years, I'd say that it is probably the hands down the most fun game to just get drunk and play with your friends.
That's exactly what I want to do.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna stream it. Like, that's what I want guys to get it. Like that's what I'm like, come on, I can't be the only drunk by myself. That's kind of a cry for help, Just
two of the most.
You guys will log on to my Twitch channel. It's just me drunk sitting in the strip club, like the saddest
as you should
thing
be.
Ever. Yeah.
The most fun I've had in the last couple of months. The most fun I've had in the last couple of months in terms of like playing games with friends outside of Neverwinter is, and Juan can attest to my feminine screams during Dying Light drunk. Drunk Dying Light is just fucking amazing.
Letting your wrist.
Crying my eyes out and having nightmares later. But GTA.
I have nightmares about you crying your eyes out. It's okay.
Yeah, as you should. It's not a pretty sight, man. My face gets more puffy. But the thing is, like with GTA, it's like it does get boring after a while. There was a long I pulled the trigger on it twice. I got the collector's edition for 120 when it originally came out because I'm a diehard fucking Rockstar fan.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
They've never fucked me over except for with maybe not Manhunt, State of Emergency, which I didn't really care for back on the PS2. And I'm like, you know what? I love GTA. I love what they do. They've never done a bad game by me. Take my money. I don't care. And I bought it again full price for $60 at Next Gen. I played it a lot with Juan and a couple other people, but it did get a little boring and repetitive because like outside of the DLC packs, which are free, there just really wasn't much content to go on after you played it for a full year at that point. And
for me, the tipping point is mods. Yeah, that's
well, Heist was great. Do not get me wrong; it was nice to do something that was, it's a structured mission, and most of them are drastically different from what you're normally doing in GTA. I mean, a lot of it is go here, steal this, or run away, survive, lose the cops, lose the heat, whatever. But it's the actual heist itself, like parachute, like trigger an EMP, parachute down onto a laboratory. Run in with night vision goggles on, shoot the fuck out of everybody, grab a thumb drive.
Trigger an EMP. How much money are you stealing to be able to afford an EMP, by the way?
You steal it off a freaking Hydra. You steal it off a VTOL. And it's just like, it's that kind of insanity that...
Right, it's the insanity. It's exactly
There's a mission where infiltrate a carrier off the coastline. You shoot your way throughout the entire carrier. You steal a VTOL.
It's a Steven Seagal movie,
and then you get into a dogfight with a bunch of other fighter jets.
Oh, you have
and
to
as
fly?
you're flying,
No.
and as you're flying back to the base, fucking Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins starts playing.
Get out.
And you're just like,
Nice.
what did
would
I
be
just experience?
fully erect. Trying to
Oh,
So-
dude.
Have you guys played Saints Row at all?
Yes.
I think I played it like an hour.
Four-
I think
1, 2,
nothing
and 3
tops
left.
the
Yes, that-
ridiculousness
yeah,
scale.
yeah.
The ridiculousness scale for me than parachuting through a 747, or not parachuting, but like free jumping through a 747 in Saints Row 3.
Shooting a guy, grabbing his parachute.
Shooting a guy while you're doing
Yo,
it, grabbing
you
the person.
you drop the prominent female member of your gang. Like, promise you don't hate me for this. You drop her while you're free falling, fly through 747, shoot everybody inside, grab a parachute, dive through like a bunch of falling cargo, and it's just like, what? It's insanity. It's a lot of fun.
I'm glad that they can have fun with a genre like this.
Well, that's what it is.
really-
Like,
it is.
you embrace the insanity, and you're just like, yeah, I'm not gonna be critical thinking about this. I'm just gonna enjoy the fuck out of it, and smack a few bitches on the way, and just have fun. Like,
There's a mission where you break
You gotta know when to be immersive and when to be self-aware.
well, that's
and
what
I
you
think
said. You just
that's-
joke with your boys, hanging out. Like, it takes me back. Like, we got JD Jess in the chat. He's my cousin. I grew up with him. That's the kid I gamed with forever. And I could tell you memories about. I'm not drunk as kids, at least, but playing these.
At least not to
We're not
He might have
judging.
been, but I wasn't. You're just playing these games, and you're just playing. It's like the game wouldn't have been half as fun unless you were playing with somebody and hanging out. Now we're in this day and age where across the world. Look at us here now. Darth, are you dark outside yet? I don't know. You still got
Yeah,
the-
no, it's finally
He's got
gotten
the
dark
blinds- he's got
outside.
the
It is
blinds
currently
open, and
9:23 p.m.,
ambiance
so the
going
sun
on.
has set.
So just,
The werewolves are out, and I am inside, and I have some garlic in the kitchen, and I think I'm good.
it's the Cuervo
one-
talking, guys.
The one thing
No,
about
we've
Heist-
upgraded to Jim Bean now. See,
Jim Bean?
we're not pulling
Jim
any
Bean?
punches
Jim
yet.
I know
Bean is
April's
making
got a
coffee
strong
now? Like,
opinion.
what the fuck?
One point about Heist, one final point if we're going to move on. Like, one thing I loved is, like, with GTA Online, it's such a simple format of the missions. Everyone goes to this location, kill all these meth heads, steal their meth, bring it back to Trevor, and it's that easy. Just you're stealing meth off meth
Just
heads.
murder a couple of people and just take
murder
their
everybody.
shit.
Take their drugs, bring their drugs to another guy who loves selling drugs. It's economy based, I guess. I don't know. And then
Remember when this
It's a
used to be
grind. It's just a grind.
with online though, everyone's doing something. That's the beauty of it. Like, there's a mission where two guys dress up like cops. They go into a
Puppy.
a police station to steal a person transport list, while two other guys are stealing a vehicle off a freaking cargo ship and have to drive it away. Everyone's always doing something. So it's like you never feel like you're being left out of what's happening. Like a prison break, for instance. One guy's a prison guard, another guy's a prisoner. Someone's flying a plane being chased by F-15 fighter jets. Another guy's flying a buzzer keeping them up. Like, everyone's always involved, and that's what's beautiful about it.
Yeah, I like I said, that's why I can't wait to do the heist and stuff. Like you said, it's a common goal, and it's just playing, but not DT exactly. Bumbles, we're ripping on DT a little bit in chat.
Yeah, you know what, man? That's your fault. My couch is cooler than you.
I concur. I would agree.
What
Right
is
now,
that?
your
Is
couch
that
is winning the
suede or
t-shirt.
is that
Bumbles.
micro suede?
Right now, I am awarding
Hold on.
your couch
Let me
t-shirt.
just give my couch the center stage.
I'm really worried I'm going to see Bumbles nuts at some point tonight. He keeps getting up and down. These shorts
I mean, that's
on.
really what we want to see is a fine place.
Hey, at least I'm wearing shorts, man. I mean, geez, normally I don't wear pants.
We don't know what else is going on there, but yeah, at least you got shorts on.
Buy that Xbox Connect, folks. Yeah, with Bumbles.
You my friend.
It
I
only
don't
took
got
me 2
many.
years to come up with heights. You're right, Aardvark. See, I don't have that. I don't have that vitriol. Like, I'm not mad at Rockstar. Well, I'm mad that they didn't send a game to me, but it's okay. I'm cool. It's worth the wait for me. And it came right as all.
I have
Battlefield and
8,000
everything.
subs on YouTube. How could you not send me a free game?
Wait, what is going on here? I missed the whole conversation.
I'll say this: I played the beta of the heist, and it was like just run to the bank, steal a legit brick of gold, run away, escape the cops. That's all it was. Now, when you run into that bank, guess what? You have to solder
you're talking
freaking
about
through the.
I remember.
Yeah, you have to.
I think the last time we had you on, we were talking about this.
Yeah, you have to solder through the damn freaking the gates. I'm just fixing what my cat knocked over. You have to solder through the gates. Actually, when you grab the money, it's not like a little like cinematic. Like Like, you're actually having to fucking massively tap A just to get the money in the bag. You have to run out. You have to keep crowd control, because if someone gets out of line, guess what? The cops are going to be on you sooner. It's a lot more than just like, go here, grab this. You have to run to your getaway bikes.
I'll be honest, like,
it's fun.
I am just all about like just kind of casually strutting around, walking down the street. And if someone just looks at you wrong, you just yoke a bitch.
That's what you do.
Like, that
Me
is
and
where
Juan.
I will get $60 of value out of that.
Let me tell you, you will get your
seriously.
entertainment dollar value. You just find some really obese pedestrian, walk up behind them, stab him in the neck, and then have Juan with the wah, wah, wah car horn. Do it again. That's where the most of my entertainment comes from. With that game, killing random
punching
people.
bitches. I don't know what it is. Maybe it says something about my deep dark soul. I don't know. Maybe I am a miserable guy like Twitter makes me out to be.
You're from Strong Island, man. You got a lot of rage in you.
When he comes to like just the rap, the haymaker, like, oh, it's so good. It's like I laugh every time. Like those belly laughs too. Like not just like, no, it is good. So that's why it's fun to stream for me, because I think people see a different side of me. That violent / jovial side of me, which is kind of like a sick horror movie.
GTA
If no one
5
has
is
watched
not a game I should be playing in front of
you
other
need
people.
to watch elders react or elders play Grand Theft Auto 5. There's a guy who's like he goes to like he whips out his knife and he stabs some random pedestrian woman. He's like, "Oh, I didn't mean to stab her. I wanted to shoot her.
I don't need to stab people.
This
what are
is
you doing
fun.
in this
I
game?
can't. I've always wanted to murder people.
He murders like all the women. Like,
Yeah,
that's it.
pretty much. I remember
Hide the
playing
kids,
GTA Vice City, and for about a half hour, all I did was just back up a car and drive it forward on a small pedestrian bridge that people kept lining up on.
My
It
first
really
GTA
kind of makes you wonder about yourself a little bit. You're just
Yeah, I'm like, is this really all there is to me? Am I a monster inside? What's wrong?
yeah, exactly. It's like I think Shrink should use this. Like, here you go, kids.
Yes.
I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. Why don't you just play this little game? I don't know what's on there. Just play this for a half an hour. I'm gonna go get a Starbucks and just come back and just go in the other room and watch what this kid does, because it'll really give you like a view into like the innermost demons of this child. Or it won't, because I hope not. Because some of the shit I do.
I think it's funny that I can't remember where I was reading it, but somebody handed over GTA 4 to their wife or girlfriend or whatever it was, and they were watching her play, and she was following all the laws. She would stop at red lights.
Oh God, who stops? What kind of barbarian is this?
Yeah,
broke up with her instantly. I think, right?
Pretty much.
I mean, stops at a red light in a video game.
My first ever GTA memory was GTA 3. Stole my first car. I'm just flipping through the radio stations, and
I'm worried about where this is going.
The push it to the limit from the Scarface movie comes on.
I'm down with that.
And I'm just mowing down every pedestrian I see. Cops are on me, and I'm just like, this is fun. Like, why is it real life like this?
Well,
like,
it's like,
come on, it's just so much fun.
For me,
like,
it's this urge. Like, I'm on a mission. I've got cops chasing me. I have things to do. I'm an important person. I have things to do, right? And you just see this person, just like this guy says something to you on the street, and you're just like, excuse me, what? Like, it's totally out of your way. You're gonna get caught by the cop, but you have to bitch slap them. You just have to do it.
One of my favorite
How dare you
things
say something to me?
One of my favorite things in GTA 5
pretty much is exactly that.
In GTA 5, like, one of my favorite things is like just driving down the street and just flipping people off as I do so, and hearing the characters in single player like, you're a real fuck up to this world. You're the reason I fucking can't sleep at night. And if you hit someone's car like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up, buddy, and they get out and yank you out, and it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you. You just beat the shit out of them.
We might have a winning comment in the chat right now.
What we got?
I'm pretty sure that's not legit though. Like, that can't be.
But that saves me money.
That comment is money though.
Because I look like Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah.
I thought you looked like more like a young Denzel.
But I'm confused about in chat. Like, let's just talk about chat for a little bit. Eggro's saying I look like, Frohutter's saying violent, jovial. I'm revealing my inner gangster, and like,
what
I'm
Eggro's
from Long Island, and people always say this, but like Eggro's saying I'm like I look like more like the mob's accountant or therapist, but like I can't believe we haven't had one person yet asking me why I'm white. Like we haven't had that happen tonight.
That's actually
That's
a change
good.
from tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, we
I'll tell
haven't
you,
had
man.
that once. So you know.
Not egg roll. Culprit has, asked me to help him with a couple of books. I mean, I don't know what that means, but shit.
Tom Hanks. Like I can't even place that. Like are you talking about me or one of you guys?
Castaway with the beard.
Mr. Wilson?
No, if anything, Darth is Wilson. You're Tom. I don't know.
No, we didn't have to.
Bald.
What did we ban him, mute him, time him out?
Did we mute him? I didn't do that.
I don't think that was necessary.
That last comment made it actually look like he wasn't.
I know that's what I'm
I like this guy for Huda.
If you're
White
legit,
equals
more
real
just
gangster. That
post
is
some
awesome.
legit comments and let us know.
Let us know if you're legit.
I see this battery charging name next to it, or image next to his name. What does that actually mean?
That
That means you're a
Turbo?
Twitch. Yeah.
Turbo,
Twitch
yeah.
Turbo, so
you
he
pay like
pays.
money to Twitch, and they.
Okay.
He hates
Yeah.
money more than me.
But see,
He's either a really elaborate bot or
Maybe he's a Saudi
worry.
prince. You don't know.
I
Sure.
worried at first with that first comment because
I
it
did
was
too.
funny, but how many times have we had bots come in here and
I
bomb
know.
that? So
Well, my thing was, and this is a total side story. It has nothing to do with anything. I was streaming the other night. I forget what SimCity Skyline. All of a sudden, my chat just filled up with spam, like emotes, everything. I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. Like you know,
that
I got
happened during
Spanish
GTA.
You've been
That was
discovered.
first
You've
night
made
GTA
it.
happened.
Well, no, that was different.
Congratulations,
That was
spam
different.
bots like you.
No, but it turned out like I was about to start banning these people, like that were just spamming, and it turned out it was like a raid from some other guy, like 150 people in my chat, and I was ready to like start banning people. So I was like, I gotta relax a little bit, you know.
Dude, I started.
But yes, I had a
out.
view bot the other day, which was a little crazy. But
What was it last night when you were streaming GTA? I started freaking out. Like I couldn't input it into text. I don't think words exist for what I was thinking. It's like I saw like you were like
200 people or something.
you couldn't even grab like all the jewelry, and you had like the freaking worst crew, and I'm like,
Yeah. Well, I forget what I was doing, but yeah. I don't know. I'm enjoying the hell. Let's get back on topic here. I'm enjoying the hell out of this game. Like I would like I said, people come into my stream all the time. Like it's worth $60. I'm like, well, I bought it on PS3. Don't regret that buy. I bought it on the PC for $60 or whatever the hell. Like 100. I'm good. I'm still good. Like I will easily get, even if I just play the single player. Like, go say I play the single player, that's it, and I don't play it again. It's worth. Like I'm good with that. Like I said, if that game is not worth $60 to you, I don't know what. I think your bar is a little high.
I think that with GTA,
That game you can play a ton.
It's always been single player focused for me. I never bought GTA 4 when they were like, "Oh, there's going to be this amazing multiplayer." I never bought GTA 4 for the multiplayer. I bought it for
just
the
gonna let
single
people
player
know
experience.
that Urzi has now stopped
When
playing
you're
Grand Theft
watching-
Auto, so everybody else can go playing now.
dog sex and GTA,
Enjoy
make
yourselves.
Sure you realize
Yes.
that the number of man hours that went into this game are
The
more than
shading.
you will ever live in your life.
It's not even that. It's like with Red Dead Redemption as well. I know the PC never got it because whatever reason Rockstar couldn't bring it. Like that was another game that like there was this open world. It was almost like the precursor to what GTA 5's multiplayer is. I just never bought it for that multiplayer. I bought it for the single player, the story, just what they do.
I'm glad because DT is just. First of all right, DT, you were invited on the cast. You backed out of the cast. You're hanging out now. You're just dropping the ban hammer on bitches. You want that lifetime ban? No, I'm picking on him.
Yo, someone's
got
gotta flex some muscle.
right now. But no, it's fine. I appreciate. I'd rather you act and make a mistake in action than in action. But I'm just laughing
Wait,
at the
what?
chat right now. Because I'm watching DT try to like let him back in. Permit. No, I'm sorry.
permit.
Drunk mod, bad mod. Well, drunk host, bad host. So wait, tip for that,
Bad
buddy.
mins. We got the bad men
so
right there.
We're running low, and I do want to talk about one game. I really do because I'm trying to suck up to them to kind of get access. So I'm transparent if I'm nothing else. Has anybody paid attention to Squad at all? Because this is a game.
What is it?
It's not going to be on console, so I don't. I mean, that's not a knock. But Darth, have you watched this at all? It's
What is this game? It's just like a CS:GO wannabe. I can't remember what this thing is.
It is like. God,
Was it
it's
from
like
the
an
creators of
Arma-
CS?
No,
or-
it's from the Project Reality, Battlefield Project Reality.
Oh,
guys.
that's right. Oh, that's right. It wanted to be a Battlefield / Arma thing, didn't it?
Yeah, we would go Battlefield Arma. I guess it's. I mean, it might. I don't want to say.
Well, what is it about? What's the main focus? Like, I'm like, even though I never play because I don't get a PC.
It's super like well, Project Reality. It was like a mod based on Battlefield 2, I believe, right? To make the game as realistic as possible. I mean, within the parameters of what that game allowed them to do that. And I think that's been a recurring theme. Like, is there a PR on Battlefield 3 and things? Like, I think, or has it always been Battlefield 2? I don't know. I've never played it, but
I never heard about it past Battlefield.
They've decided
2.
to try to commercialize it, and it's called Squad. And I think it's joinsquad.com. I think that's the name, the website. But it just went on Greenlight on Steam, and it instantly got like greenlit. Like, it was like #1 on Greenlight in like a day, if even that long. Like, it was like hours. Really good looking game. Like, as we're talking about games like Battlefront being too casual and Siege 6, or Rainbow Six Siege. I'm getting drunk, folks. Trying to
way
stumble
past
through
you.
that's why I'm not
with
calling
Darth
on
right
you
now,
on the
man.
panel there, Darth. Being more and more casual and skill gap narrowed and all these things. This game has the looks of being one of those like tactical, orient, like communication, unforgiving. You die quickly. It harkens back to Battlefield 2. Arma, these types of games. So we don't have to talk about it a lot because there's not a lot to talk about. Even me,
I'm interested though to learn about it. Like, it's just.
But if you haven't paid attention, I think it's joinsquad.com. Like I said, hopefully we'll see something out of them relatively soon. I know of several YouTubers that have actually gone and checked them out and seen them. Like I said, I know Chalk One and Battlefield Podcast just did a really good Q&A and like a podcast with them. He happens to live very close to them in Vancouver. They actually came to his house, hung out. I think they did like a 2-hour Q&A, and then they did like an hour of gameplay. So you can go check it out over on Battlefield Podcast on YouTube. I watched 3 hours of that. It was very cool. Very different game. They're not trying to kind of, I don't know what the word is, like attract everybody. They're just saying this is our niche. This is what we're going for. We're narrow and deep. Story of my life. But
that's what she said.
They know what they are. They have their built-in audience, and that's what they're going for. They're just trying to commercialize it this time, whereas Project Reality was a mod. That's all it was. This is what is it? The Unreal 4 engine? Oh God, I probably should have researched this a little better. But it looks great.
Really?
Looks
Oh gosh, the gameplay I was just watching that.
Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm
Did
drunk
not
right
did
now.
not invoke the Unreal 4 engine. Ooh, it is. Ooh,
Is that what it
Is
is?
it the Unreal?
yeah.
Yeah, Insurgency. That's a good one, Juan. That is one I would definitely compare this to. Yep. Very
So
in
what
line.
is the
I would
point?
say.
What is the point of this game exactly? That's my.
Well, let's see.
question. Like,
It's called what? The Squad.
the squad.
The
division.
It's very tactical. It's very unfair. I would say
The Division
Insurgency-
Squad game.
Yeah,
$60 for the base game.
I wanted to make sure we talked
another
about
50
that
for
tonight. 'Cause
everything
I just
else.
wanted to make sure people are aware of it because I don't know if we're going to see something out of them soon, but I wanted it on people's radar.
Well, I never heard of this game, so like, if you don't mind explaining it to like a console pleb, like
I don't
myself and
honestly. I
Tucker.
don't know if I get because I mean it's super early. I'm trying to think of how I would explain it though, like what I've seen. Have you haven't played Insurgency either? Like I'm trying to think of something you may have played.
It looks like Insurgency or Arma 2. Oh wait, those are both PC games.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's like kind of
Insurgency. 'Cause
very
Unreal 4 is
unforgiving,
quite,
not casual.
quite
at
a bit
all.
more capable than the Source engine.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm hoping anyway. But
So is it more along the lines of like what Arma 2 is? I mean,
Yeah.
Arma 2 is.
Yeah,
It's like you're
definitely
just
more
walk.
armor.
That's
You're
it
just
appears to be
walking
what
and
they're
walking
going
and
for.
walking.
It's
It's like Lord of the Rings. You're just walking and walking and walking. That's all it is.
Well, yeah, there's definitely a lot
Yay!
of,
The
said-
pace of this
fired.
game is exactly what I wanted, which is action every 17 to 20 minutes.
That's not too far off because they said in the thing they were saying like they're trying to make base building a thing where like you come across. So what they said is a full FOB, a fob, operating base. Where you walk up and it's like it's a derelict, you got to build it up, you got to fix it basically, you got to put bunkers in and things. That's their idea. Obviously who knows if they'll ever deliver on it. But the idea is
Sounds
the
like
defenders,
Fortnite.
the defenders have to come up and they have to fix up this operating base, and kind of get it defensible, a couple fixed positions and things. Now the attackers are put like 5 miles away, and the timer is the fact that these guys have to run all the way to the base, and I'm just like. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I'm as much.
You
as
okay, Darth?
Like, I don't think that's a good
Yeah, I'm good.
idea. Like, you have to make these poor saps run for 5 minutes before they get there. Like, nobody's gonna do that. Like, I like the balance and the ebb and flow of this base building and defensive thing, but like, you have to think of a better thing. Like, I'm not gonna run for 5 minutes to die and be done. So, but it's
That's why Planet Side kind of threw me off. Was like, I'm running like it's like the introduction bit. You're in like the noob area where like it's like, hey, this is what this does. This is what this does.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well here, this is your base. Like there are no enemies here. Like if somebody does infiltrate, it's like, hey, there's an enemy here. And then it's like, okay, this side of the map is the enemy base. This is the other enemy base. Go at it.
Yeah.
All right, I go to an enemy base, and it's like I'm met by like 25 dudes who are just looking at me, and I'm like, what was the point of this? Really?
Yeah,
Like,
what can you do? Like that. My experience with PlanetSide 2 on PC was always nothing. Oh my god, I'm fighting 64 guys simultaneously. What can I do?
Yeah.
It's just giant battles of unresolvable conflict is really what it comes down to.
Yes.
We've lost culprit. Our moderator is gone. We can talk about anything.
Yes.
Puppy, check your bids. Check the bids.
Destiny. So Destiny's a thing.
Fuck.
Have you actually been playing Destiny recently?
I have not.
None of us.
In fact, everyone,
three
we have a little console pleb chat. In fact, it's actually quite literally titled that, the console pleb chat.
Milk drinkers.
Yeah, the console plebs and milk drinkers. But we actually, somebody brought up the patch notes because they recently did a patch for Destiny, and we all were making fun of it because when we left, the game still had a ton of issues, and like one of the priorities on their patch notes that they talked about was they fixed an issue in which some of the bad guys would render with 2 left arms.
Oh, good.
At least we're taking care of the big problems.
That's really important there. I mean, somebody on a schedule somewhere was like, yes, we really have to address this issue. Most of all, 2 arms on our enemies are just ridiculous.
Two left arms on
is there any content scheduled coming up? Like
there's a new DLC that's coming out. Not excited for it though, because like the only driving force for that game now. For Destiny is the raids, like your group raids that you go and you do with all your friends, and they have stated as a fact that raid will not be a part of this content. So, like, wow. I don't know about a lot of other people, but me personally, that basically killed my interest because
I don't think they understand what they need to be doing. Like, I think WoW has always been a good model of how to treat your endgame players.
Your endgame players are the ones that give you the money.
Yeah.
So
like those are the players that are engaged. Those are the players that you should.
We've been talking about Neverwinter since I left, haven't we?
No, we've been talking about Neverwinter Destiny Nights.
The Destiny of Neverwinter Nights.
Yeah.
Did somebody mute him?
No, I had to bring up Destiny for a little bit.
Somebody
that was me.
Whoa, what happened? I missed all
I've done mute himself. No. No, there was a group originally. It was a group of there was a group of like 6 of us. It was me, maybe more, Sick, me, Puppy, Aardvark, Maverick,
GTA
Juan. No. Destiny that would play it constantly. And now there's only Hype and Lone Wolf who live in Germany, and then now there's only 3 people play it now. There's no like Destiny's fucking dead.
It is dead.
Well, because they fucked it up. They fucked it up.
Destiny has been out for what, 6 months now?
We can save this for the after show. We can
hey, girl, you were on my shit tonight, dude. What's up? You were on the last birthday podcast. You need to chillax.
He's living large,
He's
man.
just riding me hard. I just left my own podcast. It was better since I left. Hey, go, buddy.
Empty bottles, yo.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Warriors.
All right, stop that.
The Warriors reference we gained him.
Goldberg gets
so,
I love the Warriors.
Keeping it moving along, another game that has died is PC Hardline.
Hardline.
No,
it's dead on PC. No shit.
Yeah, I was looking at the numbers yesterday. It's less than 20% of what it was at launch 30 days ago. And it's like 2,000 active players online last night, and holy Battlefield 4 had 7,000 or 8,000 at least. This is like in the middle of the night too, and the max is 4 times the number of players topped out on Battlefield 4 is 4 times higher than Battlefield Hardline on PC. Like, it's bad on PC. It looks a little bit more redeeming on PS4 in particular.
It's doing pretty good on console, I thought, wasn't it? I mean, I haven't checked the numbers.
Console is doing enough.
I don't know about that. I got it as an early birthday gift from my girlfriend a couple weeks.
Yeah, but numbers were pretty good.
Back. The server browser says otherwise, man.
Really?
Like I hopped on today, maybe an hour before the podcast began, and I play Heist mostly. It's like it's the closest thing that we have to Battlefield 3 Rush.
Right.
And there were 5 servers that were populated with 32 out of 32. The other 3 that were populated, 5 out of 32, 2 out of 32, 1 out of 32. And
I have to look
that's not a good. That's not a good sign.
In all fairness,
we're 30 days out from launch. Like, this isn't like 6 months down the line. This is long before we're going to see premium or any new content.
But shit's broke, and the economy's done. People have done everything.
I don't know if it's broken. I just think that
shit's broke. Heist is broke. You can't play more than 2. You can't play the game mode. TDM is broke.
I think it's more of like what they said after the beta. Like, oh, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix that. Did they?
People aren't willing, and I agree with, I'm watching a pun in here, sad because I think the game's good. I'm still enjoying it. Like, I'm not trying to pile on here. I want this game to go on because I have no motivation to go back to Battlefield 4. I'm done with those maps. I have no interest in playing those maps anymore. I'm sorry. They're just not me.
I'll reinstall Battlefield 4.
I'll play it again.
I uninstalled all of it. I'll play it again when those like classic maps come out, if they're of the sort that I'm hoping.
No, they're
aren't they
talking
doing a
map,
whole bunch?
Singular. No, that's what I thought.
No, not the community.
They're talking one classic map is the last I saw.
Really?
Referenced.
Well, then that's staying uninstalled.
Happen.
That's upsetting
I was
looking forward.
It was clearly.
I was looking forward to like Bad Company 2. Like,
maybe they're going to do like
heavy
metal.
Well, you also have 2 night maps coming along as well in the
night
summertime.
maps.
I'm
sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so different.
Such a big cop-out. I'm sorry. I'm dropping F-bombs. Podcast
like Assassin's Creed. Been there,
actually, you know what? Let's save the hardline of Battlefield talk for the post show because I'm gonna get salty, and me and Egg Roll are gonna do this.
I'm gonna be a little salty too about it because
Puppy, I did want to say, do we have a candidate here? Did we totally forget about this?
No, we haven't forgotten. I've kept track of a few. I did not put them in the document. I set up my own little thing. Before we make a call on it though, I want you to check your Twitter. If that Marwick or whatever guy is real, I told him because
I don't see anybody on Twitter.
Sent your link, and if he hasn't responded to you, because that totally would have won it. But if not, I got some backups.
It's all right. Well, Marwick, what do we do? Do we time him out? Do we ban him? I didn't even see what the culmination was.
That's DT.
Timed him out for an hour is what DT did.
Timed him so he could still watch. He just can't. I don't know why he would still watch it. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. But if that's the case, hey, whatever. You make an ultimate troll. You trolled. I mean, you just gotta appreciate the game. Don't hate the player. Hate the troll, right? I mean, he just trolled the mods so hard. If he's real.
I'm pretty sure it was spam too.
But if you're that good at trolling, sir, you can troll another time. You can win a prize down the road.
he is popping his swag, homie.
Right. I don't know DT because he came back hard talking about winning. That's the part where I was like I don't know if you guys see. I have to go back and watch the VOD because I was like, yeah, it's spam. It's just a random guy popping that in every chat. And then he said something. I said something about I think he said
thanks. I win.
Yeah, I win. Wait, what?
Well, I was mentioning the giveaway a few times. That's probably why.
I
just want to remind people, hey man, we're get back.
If you want to, if you want the honors, we got about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna shut down. So we're just gonna shut down the podcast proper. Like I explained to these guys, I don't know if I did this with chat. YouTube limits me to 2 hours in a big segment. So when I export over to YouTube, I like to keep it in 2 hours. So what we're gonna do is keep the podcast proper. Ship it over there. We talked about the games on the list. We'll talk about more later, and we'll get drunker. Darth, that's your job.
I'm out
of You are highly qualified for the job. Did you get cut off over there?
No, I just literally ran out of alcohol.
Yeah, it's okay. It's still hitting you. I can see it. But
it hasn't hit the bloodstream.
We're going to do a post show. So we're just going to wrap this up. We're going to wrap up the proper. We're going to come back and we're going to do the post show, which is always usually the most entertaining part of the show. I'm totally confident and comfortable with that. So, Puppy, who would you say are your candidates? And let's hear why, and then we can all pick who is the what is the comment king? Is that what you?
The comment king. That is the name that I came up with. Y'all feel free to go ahead and offer suggestions for an alternate name. My wife was actually throwing me a few others too, such as the company commenter, with more plays on the K. Some of them are getting,
I'm worried about a lot of
Michelle.
K's getting thrown around here, though.
Yeah, I was gonna
You're
say
get the
that.
wrong idea.
some of them are getting a little dangerous when you start throwing in too
How
many
about
K's. Though
the golden interactor? I mean, like, can we just go another?
That sounds like some kind of like SS title.
Ugh. Are we the baddies?
lightning bolts suddenly on my overlay and stuff. Captain K.
Hail Hitler. I'm Jewish. It's okay.
But no, the list of ones that I pulled. Well, first off, I grabbed one comment that Punisher said just because it made me laugh more than it probably should have, even though that was not its intention.
Slow roll.
Which
Yeah.
it was an answer to "What are you playing?" and Punisher said "Medal of Honor Warfighter." So that
I don't think he was-
you heathen. You heathen.
No one pun like I do. I don't think he's kidding.
no, I don't think he's
like-
kidding. I don't think he's kidding
Dude,
either.
there's
I'm
a
pretty
lot
sure.
of people that still like that game. I don't get it, but they like
I'm pretty
it.
sure he meant it in all seriousness. Another guy that I noticed was actually very talkative in the chat. No, there was no particular one comment, but Zepar666 pretty much was on topic and didn't talk about
Man,
didn't get
he loves Star Wars.
yeah.
He was hyped from it before.
He
we
was-
began.
yeah.
No,
he was-
before it was cool to like Star Wars.
Wait,
He is-
what's Star Wars?
Exactly. He's
Just Jar Jar. He loved Jar Jar.
And then
he probably does
That's
still.
so
love,
good.
That's how much he loves Star Wars. Is he even loves Jar Jar? Like
I got Jar Jar life-size action figures in my room.
I'll discuss Jar Jar in the after show. I have a theory.
all right, and then I got one comment by Eggroll that actually made quite a few
Fuck
people
Eggroll.
laugh, and I don't know if you caught it. And yes, he's giving you more shit. As soon
I
as
love
he
that
joined,
role, but I'm not giving him shit.
as soon as Eggroll joined, he said, "Hey, Culprit, hope you don't sit on your sit on your nutsack on your birthday tomorrow."
Oh.
So I thought that was pretty.
Fucking hate your egg roll. All right, well let's clarify this. You guys can all be a part of this. This is like we're gonna call this a beta, but this is really our demo of this, right? Like, do you have to be in the chat when we award it? Because that's a consideration. Like, I mean,
Make your presence known.
I would say that you'd have to be here because if you bounce out early, that's kind of going against the
against
whole
what we're
theme
saying.
of what we're going
All
for.
right. Well, listen, I feel bad because I understand people got places to be and some people can't. But like I do have to. We have to have some rules somewhere, right?
You may feel
There has
bad
to be a
about
winner.
it, but honestly, like we're giving you something, so you know, or
Yeah, I'm not taking money from
you're
it, right?
giving them something. You're giving them a
Right.
gift for free for just showing
Yeah,
up.
next
So if
time
they
I'll-
leave
well,
early,
the
you
reason I'm
should.
mostly asking. Excuse me.
I'm pretty sure if
Because
your
I'll
name's
explain that
not
next time.
Darth and then something that you shouldn't get anything.
Well, I mean, you're Darth Vader on a Star Wars podcast tonight.
Right.
So,
I
mean,
actually I wasn't sure if I should say it. I actually did copy one of Darth's comments because
I'm
they-
vetoing that shit right now.
yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if we could throw him in there just because he was on the
No,
panel.
it's because
This ain't Cards Against Humanity, homie.
I love Darth, and I don't want to be an enabler, and I don't want to just buy more Jim Beam or Jose Cuervo. So it's like, it's just
That's my
It's
vote.
okay.
My vote.
I can
Sorry.
afford my own Jim
if
Beam.
I give
make
away
some money
rehab,
every year.
you will be the winner. Okay.
No, we should let go to the people that were actually showing up.
So
'cause,
I'm
they
gonna
weren't
veto
invited.
Marwalk because he's not here.
Okay. So that
VT.
leaves
He's not here anymore.
here.
Zepar is not here, but I might even send him one anyway because
I vote-
supporter, but
give
he's
him
not
a-
here. I'm looking at my chat right now. If you are here, please chime in. I don't know. Maybe I have a glitchy system going on here. So I think by default we're gonna have to go with me sitting on my nuts, right?
That was pretty good.
That sounds like a wonderful birthday.
I'm just gonna do this because I'm gonna show you how big of a man I am here, Egg Roll. By the way,
I don't know.
That's to be taken literally. I'm going to sit on my nuts because I'm going to show you how big.
well, you know, it's
Culprit, you
also-
must oblige
It's
now.
also the
Stand
fact
up.
that listen, the man wore a sombrero.
We
and a
broke
poncho
puppy.
a
We
year
broke
ago
puppy.
today. He wore a
You guys
sombrero.
are like tuck myself in a bit and then just sit on my man.
He wore a
Excuse me
sombrero
while I,
and a
crush
poncho
my
last
nuts.
year for me, and for my birthday podcast. So that's pretty cool. I gotta salute that. I did look at the blue tuxedo shirt and realize that was a year ago. But congratulations, Egro. You are the comment king tonight. You will get some swag. I will send you the friendly fire thong as soon as you send me your shipping address.
What the fuck?
But damn, I didn't know there's a thong up for grabs. So grab.
Yo, shit, man.
You would have
why-
tried.
why-
Let's see what we got here. You would have tried a lot harder, wouldn't you? See, you guys mock this. This is legit stuff.
No, that I don't know. There's a
Wait.
thong. Jesus Christ,
I'm
man.
sure I can make that happen. But no,
Like a
seriously,
girlfriend
Eggroll,
of
you are the
yours. That's like
first inaugural winner. Inaugural? That doesn't even make sense at all. But yeah, definitely. I guess tweet me your address, and I will send you something over there, bud.
Congratulations, brother.
It's gonna probably take
Send
7
three.
right there.
He says
but
send 3.
What are you clothing your family?
Nah, he needs one for the weekends, man. Friday, Saturday, and God forbid
A
Sunday.
bib? Oh, I
God
don't know how I
forbid.
feel about this now, puppy. The first one we do and it goes a fucking egg roll. I mean, come on. You just ruined like all the goodwill in it, egg roll. I mean, I felt good.
I don't know. With Egg Roll's personality, I think it's fitting.
Oh, I love
that
egg
he
roll.
is. I love him.
Truth be known, I
God-
love egg roll.
Bless his heart.
And I did. It was hard this cast. I was trying to think of people, and I was like, I want to. We haven't had Time on in a while. I thought about Time because I've seen him pop in the chat every now and then. And then, of course, it was like, well, Breen and Eggroll reunited would be kind of funny too. But
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of good
Polygon.
candidates.
I don't know. I may think Polygon may have just stolen it from Egg Roll. I demand Egg Roll on the next podcast in a friendly fire thong and a sombrero.
First of all, you read it friendly dire thong, which is actually more accurate.
A dire thong. It's quite larger than a normal
See,
thong.
we actually talked about having Polly on tonight too, but I don't know if Polly could be on camera with the raging boner he has for the Star Wars stuff going on. So
Yeah, we had to
just
keep him.
we were like, Polly, we're just gonna give you your space, bro. You just enjoy that trailer and you just sit there and keep watching it. It's all right.
Enjoy
But-
that TIE
all right.
fighter screech.
So officially, we're gonna wrap down this podcast. Egg roll, thank you very much. You are the comment king. Oh god, that's not where I saw that going. But okay, send me your address, but I will send you something over. If you want to look at the shop, let me know which one you want. If you want anything particular, please let me know. We're gonna wrap down. We're gonna shut down the podcast, and then we're gonna come right back up for the post show. We're gonna hang out. I mean, you guys are free to go. I say this every time, but nobody ever freaking leaves. I cracked my
Can't get rid of
third
us. Sorry.
my third breakfast stout, so I'm not going anywhere. But
Oatmeal?
yeah, if you guys want to hang out, we're gonna come back. We're gonna kind of interact with chat. I think we were kind of getting on Hardline and Battlefield there a little bit, so we're probably a little salty. But Puppy, thank you very much for spending my birthday with me, and thank you for coming back, and thank you for being on this ride for a while. But I haven't said that to you very often. I'm drunk, so I'm getting emotional. I'm getting kind of clingy. I'd give you a bro hug right now if I could.
We'll hug it out, man.
Yeah,
We'll hug it out.
It's all right. Well, maybe I'll go down and see my buddy Jess, and we'll meet up again. So, Darth, once again, I can't get rid of you. Yeah, it's just like this flares up every couple, 3 or 4 weeks, and you just
I know,
you
my
come back
herpes.
on here. I know. It's like I
Look
penicillin. Talk about sitting on my balls. It's like freaking scrub them all you want. And Darth just keeps coming back. And Bumbles, thank you so much for filling in, bud. I appreciate that. DT,
Thank
not
you
so
for
much.
releasing
All
me.
right, you're banned for life. You're done. Every fourth guest now is going to be known as not DT. I was just going to say that.
You done goofed.
You got replaced by a couch. What do you want me to tell you? You got replaced by a filthy console peasant. This is basically what's going on my podcast. Come on.
It's your fault they released me into the wild.
Pretty much.
Jesus.
I was gonna blame Puppy, but I blame DT, frankly. But thank you guys. We
Don't
talked
blame
about.
Puppy.
Oh, I'm looking at the T-shirt shop. I don't even know. What did we talk about tonight, guys? We talked about Grand Theft Auto, Rainbow Six, Star Wars movie, Star Wars game, a little bit of the squad. I just wanted to put that on people's radar. And we're about to come back and talk about some Battlefield at large. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. We'll be right back in a little bit with the post show. If you're interested to mock us and kind of watch Darth just puking his hat, probably.
No, I'm good.
We'll be back in a little while. Yeah,
I'm
that
out of
is-
alcohol now.
Dude, that is way too classy. I don't know what your place actually looks like, but with that golden light, it's like you're like the Khaleesi or something over there. It's just like too classy and nice, and like I just want to like snuggle up on a bearskin rug over there. It's just like very inviting with that golden ambiance.
No swag carpet, no love.
It might be there. You might just have it parked somewhere else, but
No, it's really shitty carpet. Nothing special here.
and the desk that's falling apart. We've heard about this, right?
No, I beat the crap out of this thing.
I love the rage video when you
Literally.
put it up. But thank you, Chad. Thank you for hanging out. We will see you in a minute. Thanks a lot, guys.